second story is the husband and wife who passed divorce, and the ex-husband, or the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, the story is really being killed because the mother is caught.
Are you two together?
It's not romantic, isn't it?
That's incredible.
Everlasting love.
That was incredible. Good morning, Oops. All right. Good morning, everybody. It is me, Joshua Blessy. I am here to do daily tarot readings for you today. Oops. All right, here we go. Give me a second. I gotta get back on. There we go. Haha, I'm here. Yay! Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Welcome on in. My name is Joshua Blessy. I am the Unknown Prophet. I do daily tarot readings from 7 to 10 a.m. every morning, Central Standard Time. I use my homemade deck called the Five Paths Tarot. I use my intuitions and you hear my spirit guides and all of that to tell you, to give you the best possible path for you. Remember, no matter what I tell you here today, you have the right and responsibility to go live the life you want to live. So go live the best day ever starting today and start living a life worth living. Be free. And remember, you're playing the greatest choose your own adventure game you will ever play. It's called life. That's right. It's not a trick. It's not a game. It's just what we have to do to be here. That is our life's purpose, to live and experience life. Whew. With all that said, I do two different kinds of readings here. I do my typical past, present, and future reading. I call that my 3-card reading. Let's take this off for just a second here. My 3-card reading. Or I do my 5-card reading, which I will show you the layout for right now. This is my 5-card layout. Now, this is a very special layout that I have made for myself, and I will explain each of these paths to you should you choose to want one of these readings. I call this my 5-card reading so that you can get all these readings, and this is where you get the most information. So if you really want a good answer to your question, this is how you're going to get that answer, is the more broad-based answers. But I'm here today to help you find the best possible path for you. I can answer any and all questions you want me to answer, but remember, I'm human too, and I can make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I have been only doing this for 25 years. I have had pretty good results. I haven't had too many complaints during my time as being a reader. I think I've had one bad reading in the whole time that I've had life, and that was because they thought it was a game and they weren't really opening up to me, so I couldn't give them the reading that they needed. They thought it was was a bad thing. So anyway, What I want you guys to know about being here today is we have a nice, safe space. I don't mind you self-promoting here. Just remember, if you're going to promote yourself once and you're going to have your own tarot stream, do it once. If you do it more than 3 times, I will have to block you so that I can make sure that I get to the people in line for their tarot readings today, okay? I don't mind you guys coming here and promoting yourself here. I want your help growing my channel, I will help you grow your channel as you help me. That's how we make things happen in this world, by cooperating and working together. So just kind of one of those days today. We're going to get the pretty music going here. Got to lower it down a little bit so we can actually hear me today. So just kind of let me know what we've got going on here. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask me. I will do my very best. I also try to give you some of my sage good advice here. I try to give you a little bit of life coaching. I try to use the experiences that I've been through in my life to help those and others. I've always wanted to do something to help others in my life. Now, from time to time, like I said, I'm human and I've done some bad things in my life too. I didn't always live a great life. I had a very hard life up to a certain point. When I decided today was going to be the best day ever about 4 years ago, that's when my life decided to finally change into the direction I wanted it to go. I have never gone 4 years this positive, okay? And I am continuing this journey until the end of my days. I'm going to live every day as if it was my best last day ever. No matter what happens today or tomorrow, I know that today is the day that I can live a happy, good life. And I feel like I've been sent here to help you guys find the path that is right for you. So if you guys ever want a reading, just let me know in the chat. Hey, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, please just let me know in the chat, and I will try to keep best track of it. Sometimes it's a little bit laggy on my Boosphere site or on my YouTube site. So remember, give people a chance to be able to communicate with me. But if you take more than 5 minutes to communicate back with me, and there's a bunch of other people in line, and I try a couple times to get you to answer me, then I'm going to have to move on to the next person. I'm not trying to be rude, cruel, or mean. I will try to get to everybody I can until 10 o'clock. Once I hit the 10 o'clock hour, I will be doing something which I call rating out, and that's only available on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, all you have to do is press ! Join. You can use all of those fun little bots. You can communicate with me and stand in here. Otherwise, we just sit here, we chat and chill. I have my water today because I'm all out of coffee, all out of sugar, all out of creamer, and it's only Tuesday. It's going to be a long week and a half with no coffee. Oh, and I got no money and no way to get to a store to buy more. See, my life isn't perfect, guys, but I've learned to live my life as if it is going to be the best day here. Hey, Red Pool, thank you for coming in and lurking. You know you're always a great support to me. Thank you so very much for always coming in and supporting me. I appreciate you so much for being here, my man. So you go ahead and do whatever you need to do today. Go lurk. All you need to lurk, and come on in and give me a chat when I'm slow or something if you feel like you're up to it. Thanks, my man. Red Pool. It's really Ryan Reynolds, right? I'll break that fourth wall, bitch. That was a joke. Just like they would do on Deadpool kind of thing. We do have our moments of times about halfway through my stream, about an hour and a half in, I will do what I call a moment of silly and a moment of tension breaking moment. Now, if I get really busy, I won't do this. So if I have a lot of readings in the queue and a lot of people want to get readings today, well, then I'm here to do that. That's what I'm really here to. But I'm also here to give you a little bit of guidance to let you be able to live your life in the best possible way you can live. You know, I am not an expert on your life. You have the right responsibility to go live it the way you want to live. So no matter what I've told you, remember, you still got to go out from this day forward and live the life that you have to live for yourself, not for me. So really appreciate all the kind words. Hey, and don't forget, guys, if you want to show me some love, if you guys really want to give me some kind of good benefit, give me a follow, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a comment on any of my socials. As you see down below, there's a lot of information down there. Don't forget to check those guys out and see if you guys actually need that in your life right now. And if you would like to donate something to me, a dollar amount or something to show your love for me after your reading is complete, I ask you only to give that which you can afford. I don't want your last dollar. I'm here to do this for spiritual reasons. The donations are just a nice way of saying thank you. I am trying to improve my stream every day because I am still fairly new to Twitch. I've been streaming for about 3 years on YouTube, but I've only been doing a 1-week podcast every week for 3 years. So now I'm doing more of a daily thingy. And I kind of consider this my job now, kind of, you know. This is what I get up every morning and want to go do. And since it's not something there was a lot of groups that helped me get here. I want to give a shout out to Midwest Music Network 1. They're the ones who helped me get to this point, and I had to leave that group because I'm getting so busy in the mornings now that I don't have enough energy to do anything else. So with me doing my podcast, my gaming, my 420 streams or whatever, whatever. I had to start a fire because I had to burn some of the wood that we have out in the yard, kind of getting it all ready for clearing out for um or fire breathing season. Where I got a lot of extra old wood that I had to kind of get rid of this year. So now I have to find a way to cut up some of this other stuff so that I can get rid of it, and hopefully that's something that can be done. So hey, we'll find out, guys, together, you and me, time and space. All that ever happened, all that ever will. Once in a while, when I get kind of bored or I don't have a lot to do, guys, I do check out other streams from every once in a while, just because I like to show some people some love. But more often than not, I'm just here trying to get through the day just like everybody else. So remember that I really, really like you guys being here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for letting me be here today and showing me the love that you guys show me. That doesn't mean I don't miss the people I used to be. And I want to give a shout out to Small Moto Skills. She is one of the best Twitchers out there. I really, really like her a lot. So I'm going to give her a shout out here on Twitch here real quick. So give me a second while I do this here, right? Nope, I must have did that wrong. There we go. Now that's a good shout out for her. Go check her out. She has a nice chill chat in the mornings. Just remember to be an adult. Don't self promote there, and really keep your P's and Q's in mind, because she is a very cool lady. But she also has some really good moderators who try to keep her stream safe and stuff like that. So, and she likes to have it a certain way. And I just want to show her some love today because she's the reason I got to this point. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of me, Joshua Bleasy. I'm sorry that I came to your channel and self-promoted more than I did wanted to. I wasn't trying to, honestly. I was just trying to say goodbye. I'm going to do my own thing now, but they took it as I'm self-promoting myself. And I understand that's their channel, their rules, and that's what I love about Twitch, is that everyone gets to be their own individual, unique person here. So, you know, I didn't follow the rules, so I got banned. That's okay, because that's what happens here on Twitch. Now, same thing goes for here too. I don't mind you self-promoting yourself here, as long as you're going to keep it to a minimum. Don't start messaging every person in my chat telling them about your tarot readings. Do it once. Say, here, if you want more of an in-depth reading, come visit me. Once is fine. Once per stream, please. That's all I ask. But if you do it more than 3 times, I will have to ban you too. That's so I can make sure that the people coming in here for readings are getting readings. Whew. There. I think we can just kind of chat and just kind of do the old see what everyone's up to today kind of a thing. Just a short, so come here fast. Okay, Yana, I'm going to come say hi real quick just because I want to go say hi. Visit one of my friends. Just say hi. hopefully everyone is here, having a good day so far. Yesterday was a busy day. I'll tell you, I was doing a reading pretty much every half an hour, if not more, yesterday, which was really cool. I haven't had a busy day like that for a while. So I'm streaming through 3 different platforms right now. I'm going through a place called StreamYard. And what I do is I put my tarot readings out to my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, and Twitch so that I can get a little bit more exposure and so that I can record these so that if someone wants to go back and watch their tarot reading, they can go back and see what I said. So I really appreciate you guys and be patient with me. Sometimes I do have issues with my memory sometimes. So give me a second to kind of reboot a little bit myself. Give me a moment. I'll go, oh, I don't remember what I was going to say. And if you can help me out in any way, shape, or form, I greatly appreciate it. So if you guys need anything, please let me know. I'm here to do readings for you when and if you need some. But we just have a nice chill chat here. Have some coffee. Well, if I had coffee, I'd be having coffee right now. Trust me. I wish I had coffee. I wish I had money for coffee. But that's okay. You know, life will continue on. I will still breathe the fresh air. I will still live a good life. I will still do everything that I need to do. You know, so that's all that really matters to me, honest. Okay. Well, I don't think I want to worry about that right now. Nothing on the Cash App, so no one decided to donate to me yesterday. That's okay. I could make this a paid event, you know, and I don't want to do that because I feel like as a reader, as a responsible person, yes, I'm just like anybody else. I want to earn something for what I'm doing here. Okay. I don't get paid in a dollar amount to sit here for 3 hours and do nothing sometimes. But you know what? That's okay. I really feel like it's my mission here on earth to help people find their path. That is what I feel like I'm here to do. I'm here to help them find the path for them. Yes, I had to get through my own stuff first. And now that I finally feel like I am empowered to be able to do this for people, now I just try to help as much as I can everyone who's out there. I've had a lot of good friends come and go in my life. Some were because of my own issues. I have anxieties and depressions too, guys. But you know how I handled that? I turned my life around and started saying, why am I doing this to myself all this day? Why do I keep reliving the same pattern over and over and over and over again? And I said to myself, why don't we break the mold this time and really start to live a life of positivity, straight, complete positivity? We're not even going to let negativity come into us. Negative's going to happen no matter what I do, you know? But if I can live a more positive life involved with that, that's what's going to make me have a happier day. At the end of the day, what do I want to say my life was, what I was doing with my life today? Did I help some people out today? I hope so. Did I give some good advice? I really hope so. Did I do something to make someone's day a little bit brighter and better? I know I did that today. You know, so if nothing else, you come here, you get something to think about, something to chat about, something to go back to your home and talk to people about. And one of the things we do here on this channel here is I do this every morning because I've always wanted to help people ever since I was a little boy. When I decided to start, I wanted to be a hero, not the villain. There was a point in my life where I could have gone either way. Okay, I could have either decided to give into my dark side, as they like to say, or give into the Jedi within me. Okay, but I wanted to decide to be the hero. But I also had to learn to live a life of balance for a while too. And I can comfortably say now, sitting here, that I'm living the life I really want to live right now. And I'm not taking anything from anybody anymore because I used to be one of these people who would kind of go around asking you for advice and stuff like that. And they gave some good advice, but sometimes it wasn't just me; it was their egos that got in the way too. But you know what? That's the reason they're here too. They're something to figure out for themselves, not for me. I'm not here to judge anybody. Okay, I'm not judge, jury, and executioner. But if you're gonna start talking stuff about me, and you're not going to communicate with me about it, well, then what am I supposed to do? Hey, Brooke, welcome on in. You sure can have a reading. What kind of a reading would you like today? Would you like a 3-card past, present, future reading? Or would you like the bypass tarot reading, the journey layout, which I can explain to you should you choose you want more answers. So you let me know what kind of a reading you want, Brooke, and we will get you a reading today. And how do you want those answers to come? Do you want a lot of answers or do you want a straightforward answer? So direct to the point would be a 3 card. If you want more answers that might help you be able to figure that out better, I would suggest my 5 paths journey layout. And just say if you want a 3 or you want a 5 there on Facebook. Turn this down just a little bit more here. Okay, since you're giving me a choice, I'm going to give you the simplest one. Because unless you ask for more answers, I'm not going to sit here and give you our answers we're not asking for that specifically. We'll do a past, present, future for you. That's just going to be fine on relationships. Now, what I need you to do is I want you to think about what you really want to know within these cards and tell me how many times you want me to shuffle my deck 1 through 10. Now you want the more answers one? Okay, then let me explain this to you so that you understand, because that layout is very complicated. So I want to make sure you understand something here. So I want to explain my layout to you. All right. So here's how this layout works. This is how I give you the more answers. So the past path is all about your victories and defeats that you've made up to this point in life. But you have to eventually turn around and face your future. Then you go to my waiting path. What are you waiting for? What choices and decisions do you need to make with your emotional mind, your analytical mind, so that you can make a good, solid choice and decision going forward? But sometimes you get stuck there and you don't get off the pot and don't move anywhere. Then you have my hard path. That's all about overcoming adversity, getting to your goal very quickly, but then you have to take a nice long break afterwards so that you can recoup that energy. Now, when you take the easy path, that's more of a one step at a time approach, taking small breaks along the way, achieving small goals. You don't get to your major goal very quickly, but you do eventually get there. Yes, it takes longer to get there, but you have way more energy by the end of this road because that has been a lot easier. Then you have my unseen path. That's that one thing right in front of your nose, that's been there your whole life. That one thing that you has been staring you in the face, you just can't see it. You have to kind of pull away and get the big picture. It's a tiny bit of the easy, a tiny bit of the hard, but definitely one you carve yourself, but you're not quite sure where that will lead to in the end. Then you have my home card. Excuse me. Then you have my home card. It's all about what you need within yourself or what you need to expel from your life in order for you to live a happier, healthier life. Then you have my leap of faith card, which is all about that mythical leap of faith that we all want to take. Overcoming our fears is a hard thing sometimes. We know what we're going to be jumping into. We're just not sure how we're going to land. So it's about overcoming those fears or what may be standing in your way. Then my wandering path card is all about you taking a different path for a change, not really having a plan, not really having a destination, just going with the flow. It's kind of a card telling you this is something you may want to consider as a secondary thing. If you understand all of that, please say, I understand, and we will move on to getting your reading for today. And this does involve you making some choices along the way too. So just remember that this is a journey I'm taking you on. Okay. So we're going to take this off the screen real quick. All right. So here's what I need from you, Brooke. I need you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle my deck 1 through 10, please. Give me a second to shuffle 10 times for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now what I need you to do is pick a number 1 through 52. And while you're thinking of this number, I want you to think about what you want to know about relationship, okay? So think about that and pick a number that kind of feels right for you. And then tell me what that is. And then I count those many cards out for you. And that's where your answers are in my deck. Give me a second to count that out. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And the 25th card is now on top. And I'm going to lay these down. We are working on getting an overhead camera, guys. But finances are tight right now. And my moderator was going to buy me, who gave me the money to buy one. My bank account ate it. So I'm going to be buying it on June 3rd as soon as I have the wherewithal to do it. So we will be getting an overhead camera so you guys will be able to see how I deal these out and everything like that. So thank you for your patience. I will be showing you the cards as we go along too. Okay, so here we go. All right, Brooke. Good morning, Lynn. Welcome on in. I am just starting a reading with Brooke right now, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. And you can view this reading as long as well. But if you want to be online next, please just let me know, and I will get to you as soon as I can. This reading takes a while sometimes, so stick around if you want a reading, okay? Otherwise, I will jump to the next person in line if I don't hear from you for a while. All right, Brooke, back to you. This is all you now. Anybody else who comes in will just have to wait. All right, so you have my past path card. Okay, your past path is all about doing one thing, what you've been doing in your life right now. You had to learn what ingredients are going to work best for you in your life. That means you had to go out there and choose and decide certain things that were happening in your past that you no longer needed anymore, but now you want to add in this new elixir of life. You're starting to build yourself up again finally. You've added the sugars, you've added the yeast, you've added the bars and hobs, you've added the spices and all the things that want to make up the beautiful person that you are inside. Those are just the attributes that you've added to yourself that keep you being a more positive person. Now, if you know anything about brewing alcohol, it takes time. In order for there to be an alcoholic beverage, it takes time to fermentate. And that's kind of what this card says. You've been kind of doing this for a while, and you've kind of been getting to this point right now where you're starting to find out that you are tasting it and liking it so far. There's a tiny bit more left to go, like I always like to say, but you are well on your way towards a better future when it comes to relationships, okay? Then we have your weight card. Your weight card is this. Your change. You have my change card. Now, my change card is about one thing. You have those choices and decisions that you made up along the way. You had to decide whether you wanted to make a small change, a big change, a little change. So like the nickels, dimes, and pennies and quarters in this picture, you had to pick up that change that you wanted for you in your life. That means sometimes you didn't always get everything you wanted. Sometimes things happened to you that weren't always the best way for them to happen, but you picked up positive and negative things along the way. The important thing is now it's time to start spending that change. You have to spend that change for yourself. So you have to allow yourself that ability to say, now that I've gone through this, I've had all of this change that I have, and how am I going to spend it? Where am I going to put this money into? Am I going to put this into more something to help me feel more self-confident? Am I going to go get some things that I need in my life that I absolutely need to have right now in order to feel better and safe and secure? Do I need to add those extra attributes onto myself? Maybe I need to be more positive, or we need to be more determined, or whatever that choices may be. But the point is that you can't carry that change around forever. You eventually have to spend it, and that's kind of what you're doing now. You're making that choice and decision about how you want to spend all of the stuff that you've been building up to this point. Here's where you have to make a choice now. You can go down your easy path first, your hard path first, or your unseen path first. You get to choose which path you go down first, and I will tell you what that card means. All right. So what is your hard path? So the thing that you need to be more determined with and kind of get back into your life, the thing that you need to overcome a lot of obstacles with is, it's about you accepting yourself for who you are, all of that which you are. I know there's a point in our lives where we kind of feel like there's two different parts of our soul, and we don't know how they can work together. The face we show the world, the face we only show to ourselves. You have to start living a truth of acceptance, of allowing yourself to feel like you are accepted by yourself. Now, people are going to come along and they're going to come and go and choose whether or not they want to accept you or not. Just like if you were someone in the LGBTQ community, it might be time for you to mythically come out, not like that, but just giving you that example, to come out and say, this is who I am, postage stamp, I'm proud of who I am, whether you like me or not, I'm going to be proud of it. I'm going to accept all the parts of me. Yes, I have stuff I still need to work on. Yes, I have stuff that I still need to improve on, but I'm honestly have to work on accepting all those good and bad parts of myself within. Now we have your easy path or your unseen path next. All right, so what does your easy path look like? What kind of steps do you need to start making of these little bit of goals? One of the things that I kind of feel from your energy is you kind of are like Prometheus rolling up that rock, up that hill. This is the hill, and this is the place where you need to let go of that rock finally. You need to finally let go of that rock, and this is the ravine that falls down behind. It's time for you to release that energy that you've bent up into this world. There's a couple of things going on right now where you feel like you have to let it out. It's time to go to a place where you can go scream, holler, laugh, giggle to your heart's content. No one can hear you, to kind of release some of these pent up emotions, feelings, and thoughts that you have. Whether it's a quiet, reflective moment for yourself or it's a moment of peace and clarity, go to some place where you feel like you can be your complete self without worrying about the prying eyes of the world. And you need to release that energy that is no longer serving you. So your easier path is all about you releasing those little changes that you want in those little increments of moment. You don't have to go out to a special place or a special thing to do this. All you have to do is do this within yourself. I want to release this. So when you get angry, use that anger for a good purpose. When you're sad, use it for a good purpose. Just like me, when I turned my greatest weakness into my power, I turned my depression and my anxiety into my greatest power because I became more of a compassionate person because I understood what other people were going through. So I turned everything that has happened to me into my power. And that's kind of what I feel like you have to do here right now. Then we go to your unseen path. Okay, and your unseen path is telling you to do one thing. You have my heat card. My heat card is all about you forging your own path. And this is very, very much the unseen path because you are the lava in this picture. You have the ability to get what you want when you want to get it. You can get through anything that's in your way, but sometimes there are a lot of beautiful things in the way that you don't want to destroy. So you have to realize how much of that heat, of that power, of that passion that you want to share with this world. It's time to reinvest in yourself and in the passion things you have in your life. What's going to drive you every single day? You want that relationship? It's time to start asking yourself, do I love myself enough to be in a relationship? Am I really ready for this? Have I done all the stuff that I need to do so that when I go into this new relationship, I'm not taking my old baggage with me. I'm not taking my old issues with me. Because remember, there's going to be another person involved here. You want to be able to share your complete, open, honest self. And this heat card is basically telling you, hey, you can do that. You just have to start walking and going in the path and direction you want to go. Because nothing can stand in your way if you truly want it to happen. Then we have one more choice for you to make. You can go down your Leap of Faith card first, or you can go down your home card decks. Whichever card you want, we go there next, and then you have one last card, and then I give you my rundown. Home. So what do you need to do back within your home and within yourself in order to feel some more better self, feel like you're doing some stuff, right? All the stuff that has happened to you up to this point that you consider bad or consider the thing that the world has been against you kind of a deal, that is the fertilizer of life. You have to become like the life-giving nutrient dirt with all of those beautiful things that have decayed into this dirt to become the most fertile kind of dirt that you can plant it. It's time to start planting those seeds that you want to start to grow in this dirt. It's your time to decide how you want to grow, when you want to grow, why you want to grow, where you want to grow. It's time for you to start putting down in yourself the things you really, really want back in your life. Like prioritize what makes you the happiest, what fulfills you, what makes you feel like you've done something today that contributes to whatever kind of a thing you like to do. Are you following your dreams? Are you following your goals? These are all little seeds that you can start planting down in that life-giving nutrient dirt. And it's going to start to grow because you're going to allow that growth to finally happen with you. So you're ready for some new growth. Then we have your leap of faith card, right? What are you most afraid of, right? Or what do you need to get past that leap of faith? Well, you feel like the world has become so cold and rigid to you that you feel like if you were to go to this place and crystallize and feel this plant right in front of you, it is frozen solid. It's a frozen solid piece of ice on a frozen piece of tree. Why is this like this? Because you feel like the whole world is kind of coming up to you and saying, I'm going to poke you, but you're the one who has to go up and just say, I don't want to poke you today. Because even though you might crystallize in fear sometimes we feel like we're so locked up in our fears that we can't break free of the ice, right? Well, remember, ice always melts. No matter how cold it gets, it's always constantly melting. Water's always transforming from one stage to another. So maybe now is the time to start considering what stages you need to start making to start warming yourself up and becoming more receptive. So stop letting people bully you into being the person you don't want to be. Be the person who's in this picture who protects themselves, but you don't have to worry about being so cold or calculating or whatever to that effect. It's time for you to start opening up a little bit more and break that ice up so that you can start to melt all of those old things you no longer need. That's how you overcome those fears. Then we have your path, your wandering path. Okay. And this is about your wandering path. And this is the thing I think this kind of sums up everything that really is coming here today. You have my embrace card. It is time to really, truly start to learn to love yourself. The reason relationships aren't coming to you very easily right now, and because things are opening up to yourself, is because number one, they don't see the light that you want them to see. So start shining as brightly as you can by loving yourself enough to be able to make sure you're well groomed, make sure you have all the things that you want in your life, make sure that you are ready to go out into the world. You've got your personal protective armor on, whether it's through your faith or through your self-belief of self. But it's time to start embracing that part of yourself and giving yourself a big hug and saying, I love you. There's always that part within us where it's kind of like our mother and father's telling us, you're going to be okay. We love you unconditionally. And that's what this embrace card is. You have to start to learn to love yourself unconditionally again and re-embrace life, re-embrace yourself in order for you to move forward. Now, when you were asking about relationships, and I was doing this reading and I was getting a couple of things. So here's what I see. Here's kind of the rundown of what I see in your reading today. Okay, and when I look at these cards, I ask myself, what could this possibly mean? Okay, that is, you've just started finishing up crafting the beer that you want people to be able to taste in your life. So you're ready to start sharing yourself with others. That's a subjective thing. People might like your taste, people might not like your taste. But it's going to be about the change that you put back into this world. How are you going to spend that? Who are you going to give your change to? Who are you going to allow to take that sip and taste it and experience you? Who are you going to allow to do that? It's time to start maybe thinking about, I need to ask for that acceptance that I need within myself so that I can release all of those things that I need to let go of in order for me to move forward and be a person who wants to be dated. Then I have this wonderful power within me that I can carve my own path. I can do that by just simply thinking about it and saying, I am going to do this. But that life-giving nutrient dirt that happens afterwards, that you have to start planting within yourself, because you no longer want to be stuck in fear. You no longer want to be rigid against the world anymore. You want to open your heart up and you're ready for more people to come in, because you're starting to realize that it's time to re-embrace yourself as much as possible. Now, let me tell you something here. That's the official MD reading, but I always kind of give you my intuitional thoughts after a reading. And I have one more thing I want to do for you. But before I met my wife, I always wanted to have a relationship. I always wanted that one true love. But I didn't care enough about myself. I hated who I was. I didn't like how people treated me. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. Well, I was doing a couple things wrong too. I wasn't the greatest person with my hygiene at that moment. I didn't always love myself like I want someone to love me. You have to love yourself as much as you want someone to love you back. And remember, there's a second person involved who have their own thoughts, their own feelings, their own things that they need to finish up. But what I had to realize was that in order for me to try to find really good true love, the kind that will last forever, I had to learn to do that in myself before I was ready. And even then, 3 months, my wife decided she liked me, but I was too blind and dumb, and I had the man blinds on. I wasn't noticing her. Right? She had to come up to me and say something really extreme to me to get my attention, and kind of up her flirt game a lot. I kind of woke up and go, "Whoa, this woman's actually flirting with me." And sometimes I'm sorry to say it, but guys are like that sometimes. We don't, especially when you're these nice, squishy guys like me who are kind of always not the self-confident people we were in the past, but now we're working on becoming better confident. It's important for you to realize that that is going to be a part of this journey. I think that this relationship is going to be coming for you, Brooke. I really feel like it's all about you deciding when you're ready for it and have you finished up and tidying up those last little things you need to do within yourself before you're ready. Then I need you to do one thing. I need you to write down all the attributes of what you would like to find in a person. And then I want you to go buy a key that says do not duplicate. And I want you to think about every single day that that key will unlock the heart of that person with those attributes. Not how they look, not what they look like or what they do, only how they act, feel, and put themselves. Fall in love with a soul. Falling in love with the soul, you will never ever fall in love. Fall in love with the body. Well, bodies get old, bodies break down, and bodies will someday not longer be there. But your soul is always the thing. So if you have a good soul, remember to fall back in love with that. So take that key, and until you feel like the person who comes along that you want to be in your life, then you can present that key to them and say, I'm giving you the key to my heart, but I reserve the right to ask for it back one day. And when I ask for it back, it will be up to you to see where you go forward from this point forward. You're giving them the choices and decisions to be able to make. And that is your reading, young lady Brooke. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that helped you out today. And let me do this here. I'm going to be doing a cleansing shuffle for my cards real quick. Thank you very much. If you have any other questions for me, Brooke, or anything you'd like to add, please do. I still got kind of a little bit of intuitional things here. I hope that helped you today and at least gave you something to think about. It's all this talk of ice, meaning meth like melt the ice in my pipe. Well, I think it's more of there might be some things that you need to be free of that you're scared of, that if you stop doing the things that are giving you this happiness now and go find out the real root of the problem, that's what you're scared of. That's what is keeping you locked in place. You need to melt the ice within yourself, not like a drug, more like the actual seasonal ice. Like if you hold an ice cube in your hand, it's going to melt. If you put it outside, it's going to melt. Even in the coldest of winters, it's always melting. It might melt very, very slow, but it's still melting. And I'm just kind of using that analogy to kind of get you to realize that crystallized thing, it's basically being so locked in fear that you don't feel like you can go anywhere. You feel trapped. Well, the only person who can get you free of that trap is you, because you're the one who put yourself there in the first place. So you have to go, and if you are doing something as hardcore as meth, please seek some counseling if you feel like you need that. I'm not going to sit in here telling you whether you should go, what you should go do with your life. If you feel like that's what's bringing you joy. How much is a gram over there? I don't know. I don't smoke that. I smoke weed. I don't smoke anything else other than weed. So, Brisbane, I really appreciate that. But that's your choice and decision to make. Maybe it's time to start thinking about you have to um, uh, give up something like that in order to really get a relationship. Do you really want to go into a relationship when your head is not in the right frame of mind? Maybe it's time to go get yourself clean and get yourself all ready and fixed up. If that's something that you are doing, like I said, that's my opinion and that's my advice for you. But I feel like that more than anything, you just need to take control of your life and not let all these outside forces tell you what to do. It's time for you to tell you what to do. You need to wake yourself up and get forward. All right, that's the end of your reading. Lynn, if you are still here, if you'd still like a reading, please let me know. And thank you for following Explicit Cupcake. That is completely up to you. Okay. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm here to help you try to find a better path for you. You want a better path, you want a better relationship, you got to go get your head clean first, buddy. Miss Brooke, you got to go do that first before you do anything. Because as long as your head is full of these, what this chemical is telling you to do, even weed, for a while, just stop it for a while. Go get clean for a while. Decide if this is what you really need in your life. You want to, if I were to tell you you need to let this go in order for you to get that relationship, would you do it? Because that's basically what I'm saying. All right, Lynn, I'm so sorry about that. I just wanted to finish up giving that little bit of advice to the Brooke here. Okay, Lynn, what kind of a reading would you like today? Would you like a 3-card reading, or would you like my past, present, future reading, or would you like the journey layout like I just did for Brooke? All right. Well, you have a great, wonderful day, Brooke. I really hope that that brings you some joy in your life, but that's up to you to decide. 3-card reading. Okay. And how many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you? 1 through 10. 5. Give me a second to shuffle 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck, Lynn. 7. Give me a second to count 7 cards up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is your okay. Present, future, and destiny. Okay. You might need a qualifier, but I'll leave that up to you to decide. Okay, so Lynn, this is your reading for you today. So in the past, you have been walking what I call a wandering path. You don't feel like you have any direction whatsoever. You feel like you're kind of wandering within life. You don't really have a plan. You don't really have an idea of where you're going or what you want to do. You've been doing this in your past and not lately because you're trying to find that one thing that will lead you to a path that you want to be on for a change. This is not always a bad thing for you to do, but I feel like it might be time for you to get off of the wandering path and start making better concrete plans. What do you kind of a path do you want to take now? Do you need to take an easier path? Do you need to take one of more determination, getting over those hills and obstacles? Do you need to take an easy path that's still not as hard as the wandering path, but you do need to make small goals to get to something that you really want? It's time for you to start considering whether or not this wandering thing you've been doing is really working well for you or not. Or do you need to start doing this a little bit within your own life as well? Maybe that's something that you've been searching for has been right in front of you the whole time. You just had to stop and look and go, oh, crap. Okay. Now your present card. You have my molding card. So what stage are you in right now within your life? You're starting to become together because you have decided, I want to shape myself into what I want to be. I've chosen the materials that I want to work with, you know, and how I want to be molded into something better going into the future. So you have to decide what materials you wanted to work with first of all. Do you want clay? Do you want metal? Do you want straw? What kind of materials do you feel that makes up who you are as a being? This is the essential bare bones part of who you are. Now you're going to start to mold that into a shape that you want it to be. What kind of a thing are you thinking about becoming? Are you going to be the cup that gets filled and emptied? Are you going to become the sword that defends? Are you going to be the sword that protects? I mean, the shield that protects? Or are you going to be the fan that helps you allow the control for yourself and your thoughts and your feelings? Are you going to take back that fan control? You get to decide whatever kind of thing you want to mold yourself into. But right now, you're beginning the process of shaping yourself into what you want to be. So this time, maybe it's time to start following those dreams a little bit more. Maybe it's time for you to start thinking about the mold you want to create. Start seeing the future you want and start molding it into that. Then we get down to your future card. And I'm sorry to hear about your job. I didn't even look up, so I just saw that. But we go into your future card, right? And you have my leap of faith card. There's something that you've been afraid of trying for a long, long time, but you secretly really want to do this. It scares you. You think that this opportunity or this thing that you were about to consider doing will not work out. Well, you're never going to find out if it will work out if you're not ready to take that leap of faith off. Remember, you know what's kind of going down there, but you can still kind of prepare for how you're going to land. Now, maybe it's a small jump and you just think it looks a lot longer. Maybe it's a lot longer, but there's a pool of nice deep water down there that will keep you nice, safe, and warm. Maybe there's a group of people who will catch you on your way down. But you have to start considering that jump, that leap that you need to take in your life is something that you have been driven towards for quite a long time now. And I'm feeling like you know what this is, this thing that you really want to be getting back into. Because your destiny card is basically saying it has to do with this. This whole situation has to do with this. It's time for you to build that great oak within yourself. Now we all start as a sapling. We all start to grow and become a mature tree. Then we become this great oak. Then we become the grand elder. Now those are just different stages of life. This is just a certain maturity level that you have to reach within yourself to say, I am ready. What kind of things do I want to add into myself that are going to fulfill me and make me feel more life? What do I need to be happy? And what kind of furniture do I need to move into my home, in my great oak within myself, in order to become that grand elder that has all the wisdom that I need? We're always constantly learning, but you have to remember you're at the stage now of maturity that allows you the ability to say, I want to bring only this into my life. And I'm only going to allow these things into my life. So what kind of furniture or attributes do you want to start adding within the place that you call yourself? And what is that going to make you happy? And remember, if you have that old furniture that's not serving you anymore, maybe it's time to get that new thing out of that couch. Maybe the thing that felt the most comfortable for a long period of time, you need to throw that couch out because it's really, really beaten down and you need a new couch. Kind of using that analogy. But I do have one more thing for you to do. If you would like it, I can draw an extra card on your Leap of Faith card to give you a little bit more of a qualifying answer to the question if you would like that. If you want that, just say one. And if you don't need that, say thank you. And if anybody else is in line, we'll get them a reading. I haven't seen anybody else saying anything else yet. Yes, please. Okay. So, what is the leap of faith that you need to do? And what will help you find that? You have my finding card. We all want that treasure at the end of the rainbow. We all want to find that thing that we are looking for. But sometimes what we don't realize is the journey getting there that is the most important part of life. You work your whole life to get to this one goal that you thought was going to be the goal that would solve everything. But you get there, and then all of a sudden, life goes back to the way it was before. Nothing changes, nothing grows, because you didn't embrace that journey to come find that thing you are looking for. Remember, in this box may be the best treasure you will ever find, but in this box may be the worst treasure you will ever find. But you're going to start working on going on a journey to overcome your fears of going out there and finding a new experience. Maybe it's time to try something different and new. Maybe it's time to do that to help you. Okay, Veronica, thank you very much for promoting here on my channel. If anyone would like a reading from Veronica, please go visit her page. Now, Veronica, you only get one more chance to do that. And if you do that more than 3 times, I will have to block you because I am in the middle of readings right now. So I appreciate you coming here and showing your love, but that's maybe what, if they want to come seek you out, they will. Okay. Thank you very much, Veronica. So then, like I said, it's all about that fighting. Now, my last little bit of advice for you that I think you really need to hear for you there, Lynn, is I feel like you feel like someone is pulling the strings in your life. And You have to cut those strings off and say, you're not going to control me anymore. I'm going to start living my own truth and my own destiny. I think someone is there trying to get you to do it a certain way or certain things, or they think they're being helpful, but they're really not. So just remember that, as those points that you're moving forward, you have to remember that all of the stuff that you've been working on and molding yourself into is going to be to that benefit that's going to come into that future. So you have the right and responsibility to decide today is who you want to be. Is today going to be your best day ever, or are you going to let this world keep crashing down on you? Are you going to decide to make a more positive change? Or are you going to make some changes in your life that will allow you to live a better, happier, safer, more secure life? That is your reading, Lynn. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that helped you out some way today. I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle. Appreciate that. And I'm really sorry to hear about that job, but I kind of think that was meant to be. I think there's something better out there for you. I think your dream job's just waiting for you to come get it. But you have to be ready to say, okay, I'm going to take my chance. I'm going to go for it. If I fail, I can always go back to what I used to do, but at least I'm going to try. You're very welcome, Lynn. Have a great rest of the day. I wish you all the best in your journey. All right, Tammy, how are you doing today? Welcome on in, by the way. Thank you very much for being patient. I'm saying hi to you now. All right. So remember, I don't mind you guys coming here and promoting yourself. I just want to make sure that I'm giving the people who I'm doing readings for their just due. That's the only reason I block it. You're very welcome then. Have a great rest of the day. I truly do wish you the best life ever. Have the best day ever starting today. Make your destiny your own. That's the thing that people. Well, welcome on in, Tammy. Just stopping by. I'm glad you just stopped by to come and visit for a bit. That's awesome. How are you doing today? We just sit here, chat, and chill sometimes too. I don't always do readings. Sometimes I just chat and chill with people. I got my water. I've got, I don't have any cigarettes right now. I'm working on getting some more funds, but that's not till a couple of weeks here. 2 weeks of almost exactly that I have left to go before I get paid. And I only get paid once a month. But welcome on in. I really do appreciate you stopping by. I know that's a difficult thing for you to you're starting to kind of go through that a little bit. I'm sorry to hear that relationship did not work out for you, but I think that will probably be for the best. And your 25 years, not having your kids there anymore, you've got to kind of figure out what to do with yourself now. And I understand that. I never had kids myself, but I did have that moment in my life where I had to kind of realize I had to start living more for myself. Even though I'm married and I have a beautiful wife and I love her very much and she loves me very much, I still have to do my own thing from time to time. And we had to learn how to be. We've worked on our relationship since day one. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but honestly, we've had one rule and one rule only. We will always say I love you at the end of the day. And if something ever becomes a problem, we're going to talk about it. And a lot of people who get that don't do the things that they need to do in order to make it a healthy relationship. First of all, you fall in love with a body, not a soul. Then you start to assume everything you know about them without actually finding out what's going on with them and not communicating, or they're not communicating with you. And then if you're lucky, like me, and you find a woman who's open, willing, and able to not only hear the problems I go through on a daily basis, but I hear hers as well, and be that open communicative thing, So I do understand. I don't understand divorce because I haven't been through it yet, but my wife has, and her last husband was an abusive bastard. So, and she went a long way. Yeah, adjusting is going to be a little bit hard, Tim, but you're going to be able to do it. This is your time. This is your time now. You've done your job as a mother. You've done your job as a wife. That all that you could do. Now it's time to start giving back to yourself more. Because the thing I'm feeling for you, even without the cards, is it's really about you need a me day so badly it's not even funny. You need to go treat yourself to the spa, to something where you can go relax, where you can give back to yourself and say, I love you again. to yourself. To say, I am still worthy. I am still a good human being and still thing. Just because the kids aren't there anymore, that doesn't mean they're not in your life. You know, depending on how your relationship is with your children or something. And then that old person who was not in your life anymore, maybe that had to happen in order to make you free and clear to be ready for something better. Maybe to falling back in love with yourself will allow you to find the person who will be more of a soulmate. You know, after 25 years, yeah, you might not be ready to do that quite yet. You might have to take some time there, but definitely take some time for yourself to go back and figure yourself out a little bit. Because, you know, it feels like right now, it's like you don't know what to do with yourself. Well, of course you know what to do with yourself. Yeah, but you don't have to feel guilty about the success. Why don't you deserve that? Because what I'm really feeling for you is basically the universe is saying, I love you, but you're not saying, I can take that and receive that from the universe. So you just got a bunch of things that you don't have anymore. That burden just got lifted off of your shoulders. You know, your children are always going to be your children. They're always going to be a part of your life, but they're not a part of your daily day now. Now you're your own unique individual person. Now you can go do that and you can give yourself permission to start being happy, Tammy, and give yourself that permission to start living the life that you want to live. It's time for you to chase the goals and dreams you want. That last thing that you've always wanted to do within your life. That moment has come for you to finally say, I am free. Celebrate that. Mourn that loss of what you didn't have anymore. Go have a Viking funeral for that old relationship. You know what you need to do? You need to do my Viking funeral. You're going to go take a cardboard box. You need to write down everything about that relationship you hated into that box. You keep doing that until you feel it's full enough. Then you got to go outside. Either it's in your barbecue or it's in your fire pit or whatever way you want to do it. It's time to Viking funeral that. And then you have to go through the grieving process, the stages of grief. You have to mourn the loss that you just had so that you can be free and clear, so you can find your own closure in order for you to move forward and get to be a better person in life. Then once you're done doing that, you're grieving and you've come to that point of acceptance in your life where you're ready to start moving forward, then you can start laying the new foundation for what kind of a thing you want in your life, whether that might not be a new relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. What about just a friend who feels like they could be a partner in your life without having the connotations of a ring, you know, or somebody who's really close to you, who's always been there for you. You know, don't have to have a marriage relationship. You can have a relationship between mother and fathers and sons and daughters and all those things, you know. Yes, your kids got to go live your own lives, but stay as much in communication with your kids as possible and let them know that you're going through some stuff too. Because they don't, you know, even though they're living their own lives, you know, and they're going to get busy and then you're going to feel like they're ignoring you. No, they're not. They're doing what you told them to go do. You have to go live your life and start living your own adventure. That's what all this was for. So that you could start going to live the life that you wanted to live. That's my advice for you, Tammy. Whether you take it or not, that's up to you. Oh, yeah. I wasn't saying go get a ring. I was just saying a relationship doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage. And you know what? Pawn that ring. Go get some money. Go give yourself that treat date. Go give yourself that meal. Go give yourself that spa day. If I could order you to do anything in this life, and I can't call the screen and make you do anything, so it's up to you to make this choice. But it's definitely time to give back to yourself. Just one day. That's all I ask. That you give back to yourself just one day of that beautiful person that you are, because you are a beautiful person. I can feel your energy through this screen, even though I can't see you, can't feel you, can't touch you. I feel like you got the raw end of the stick. But now the universe is saying, hey, this happened to you for a reason, so that you can go live the happier, better life that you want to live. We ended this thing so that a new thing could be born. Take the time you need to do whatever you need to do to mourn that old loss of that old life so that you can go forward and make a more positive choices and decisions for yourself going forward. Even though you didn't come here and ask for a reading, you kind of got a reading. Sometimes that just happens. I feel like someone needs some really good advice that pops up and happens. You know? So I hope that helps you in some way, shape, or form. Hey, if there's one person in this universe who loves you unconditionally, it's me. So take that. Take my unconditional love. You can use it any way you want to. You just spend that anywhere you need to. That's going to bring you the most happiness and joy. Just just straight out, a human to human, I love you because you're a beautiful person. Go correct the things you want to correct about yourself, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to do your life. I'm going to sit here and tell you, hey, maybe this will help, maybe this won't help. Now it's up to you to live that journey. I think things are going to be okay for you, hon. I really do. I think you just got to just got to let this mourning period happen. Really give into it. Allow yourself to mourn. Then once you're done with that, you will feel like a new person. Honestly, I really believe you will. That was without cards. And welcome, Auntie from Facebook. Thank you very much for coming on in. You're very welcome. I truly wish you the best, sweetie. You guys ever want some advice? Like I said, I have lived a life that has been one of I've lived through 7 times suicide survivor here. I had abuse when I was a young child by a babysitter. I was bullied as a kid. I was in special need classes most of my life. I got the raw under the stick a lot. I ended up hating myself so much that I wanted to kill myself 7 different times. And then one day I just woke up and realized it took my mom to die for me to realize that what she was trying to tell me my whole life was that this thing that I've been looking for has been within me my whole life. This is the person I've always wanted to be, but I never gave myself permission to be that. And as soon as I gave myself permission to live a better, happier life, to live my life as if it was the best day ever, when I gave myself that permission, I started doing that every day. Today, every single day, I give back to myself because I'm doing this for you. Every single day, I give back to myself because after I'm done with you guys, I go do my own things. I watch silly videos. I play with my kitty cat. I cook myself meals. I live a human life. I go live something else. Or I go visit other people and try to shed some positivity onto them. I'm not perfect, and I've been through a lot of different things in my life. I've been through loss of faith, gaining faith. I've been through a relationship where I wasn't loved back in return, even though I loved that person with all of my heart. I've been through um, self-doubt, self-fear. I have anxieties. I have depressions that have happened to me in the past. But it wasn't until I said, I don't want this to control my life anymore. I need to start turning my life around to be what I want it to be. And, that was, I think, the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And it took me about a year and a half. I went to counseling. I went to get my body in the best shape I could get it in. I went to get my mental state the best shape I could get it. I had to give up something that was causing me harm with my spirituality. And I had to let go of something I loved a lot in order to start living a better, brighter future. So, yes, you're exactly right. The struggle does make you stronger and wiser. But I can't say I'm an expert on everything. I haven't had kids, so I don't know anything about kids. I can give you my ideas of what that is. I always wanted kids, but because my body isn't capable and my wife's body is not capable, we didn't have kids. We couldn't adopt because we didn't have enough. We couldn't even feed ourselves sometimes. We didn't want to bring another person into this world anyway that we wouldn't be able to take care of. So that was our personal choices and decisions. We didn't have an oopsie or anything like that. She had been a survivor of the ovarian cancer before I met her, so kids were never going to be in the picture, and my swimmers don't work very well either, so double-edged sword there. And it was just like, you know what, I don't need kids in my life to feel fulfilled. I can give a little bit of myself to everybody who I meet. That way, I'm putting that seed of hope into them every single day. And just like this experience we're all going through right now, that we don't realize that we do have the ultimate choose your own adventure game we are ever playing. It's called life. This adventure that we are on, we are literally put in front of one simple rule. You can do what you want by your will. We have that free will. No one in this world, not even the highest power person in this world, I'm not talking about deities, I'm talking about people, cannot stop you from doing something you truly want to do. If you made up your mind to go do something and you want to go do it, there's no one in this world who can stop you from doing it except for someone who's going to come after you and take you out of the equation. Well, hopefully you're not doing something bad that deserves that. Okay. But that's a choice and decision that you have to make on a daily basis. We all want to walk a life of good or bad, but we're trying to survive this crazy, wonderful journey that we're on. But we don't take the time to appreciate even the moments that have made us be stronger people. In order for us to realize that that strength comes within ourselves, that light. That the reason I call myself the unknown prophet is because I am the light in the darkness. I decided to stop facing my darkness and start turning myself around to face the light. So now all I see is light in front of me and my darkness is behind me, but I know it's always going to be there and be a part of me. I just choose to look at life in a more positive way now. Um, I'm not, like I said, I'm no licensed person. I don't have a, I have been doing this for 20 years, but I haven't been doing it professionally for money. In fact, I don't like to really take money for it a whole lot of time. I will take a donation if you want to give that kind of thing, but I'd rather get, when I give something to somebody else and I get that, hey, you helped me out today. That's the kind of payment that's going to be the kind of money that I spend when I'm done with this life, because I'm going to leave this world knowing I helped all of these people. You know, that's that's all I worry about myself. It took me a long time to get there. It took me 30 years to get to this place. I've only been living this life that I've just created for 4 years, so I'm still a baby in this life. And I'm still trying to keep things upbeat and strength. But like I said, I took my greatest weaknesses and I turned them into my strength. That's why when I come here and give readings to people, I can relate a lot because I've been through a lot of the struggle. And even a rich person, even a person who has all the money in the world, goes through struggle. I don't care how rich you are, you're going to go through struggle. You know, you can be the richest person in the world, but not have a single dime of love in your life. You can be the happiest person on the outside, be the worst struggling person on the inside. You may turn yourself to other things that try to make you be a happier, better person. You know, but that's up to you to decide to do. You have to be the one who says, "Today is the day I take control of my life," and we don't have to carry that cross our whole life. We can set it down. We can put it down into the ground and say, "Nope, not going to carry you anymore. I'm going to start carrying what I want to carry. I'm going to carry the light, fluffy pillow with the cross that's stitched into the pillow." So I'm not carrying my cross anymore. I feel like I have the ability to help people, and I really said this is what I feel like I was meant to do with my life. Hi, Lucky, welcome in. All right, Lucky. What kind of a reading do you need today? And hello from Twitch. No? I hope I helped you today, Tammy. And just come on, bit. What kind of a reading do you need, Lucky, to be me? Lucky to be me. What kind of reading would you like today? A past, present, future reading, or would you like my journey layout reading? Okay, do you want minimum answers or a lot of answers? 3 cards is the minimum answers. It will kind of give you the past, present, future of what's going on with that. Or do you want more answers, which is my journey layout, and I can show you that for everyone to see who might want that. You're very welcome. Best compliments I can get. Okay, Lucky. Please tell me how many times you would like me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. Seven cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 7th card is where we will start your reading. Past, present, future, destiny. Okay. All right. All right, my friend, here's your reading for today. Hopefully, this will help you find out that information that you want today. I kind of was thinking about you want some more information about job situation and love. Okay. First of all, it may be time for you to consider to do one thing. Maybe it's time to start going back to some sort of life giving um, school of thought. You don't have to go back to literal school. Excuse me. You don't have to literally go back to school. You have to go back to the school of life. It's time for you to start taking all of that which you have learned up to this point and start using it to your benefit. What job do you think would fit you the best after all of this experience? What's the dream job? What's the thing that you found that could be the thing that would be your niche? When it comes to love, you have to become the pupil of love again. You have to find out what it is that drives you, what keeps you passionate, what kind of a person do you want to fall in love with? Are you ready to start falling in love with the soul instead of a body? Are you ready to start learning more about yourself so that you can have those things that you want within your life? It's time to become the student again a little bit in your life. Now, you have your present card. Your present card is my Gardenia Rose card. This is my mother's card. Now, my mom was one of the most creative people in the world. She made custom made wreaths and did a lot of arts and crafty things. She was an accountant on her daily job, but she didn't always have the most positive of life. She was an alcoholic when I was a younger boy. She was a single mother who had to raise two boys on her own, a father who wasn't around as much as I would have liked him to be around, but he was around and did love me. So, but she had to realize one thing: the gardenia rose within her could grow. A gardenia rose is one of the most resilient flowers. It can grow even in the darkest of dark places. It actually thrives in the darkness a little bit more than it thrives in the light. My mom had to learn to turn her life around a little bit and start looking towards the more positive. How can I grow in a spot that makes me feel bad? Well, I turn it into the fertilizer of my life, and I'm going to become that beautiful flower that I need to become to be that beautiful person who's noticed. So get ready because you're about to be getting ready to get noticed. You're coming out of the darkness into the light a little bit, but you're gathering up all of that resilience and energy that you need. Now, if there's a mother figure in your life right now that could give you a tiny bit of advice on that love and that job, because my mom did that for me a lot. Don't fall in love with the person who won't love you back in return. Start looking for the soul that you will love. That's how you will find the best soul ever. On as far as a job goes, I think there are lots of jobs and choices out there for you to choose. Why not choose one that you really have wanted to try up to this point, but you haven't given yourself permission to do? Then we go on to your future, right? And your future is not going to be about the preparing card. I want you to think about your life like a pot of stew that you've added the ingredients to. You spent all of this time adding all these ingredients, but when you went to go taste it, it wasn't the best taste in your mouth. So you had to dump that old soup out and start all over again. But now it is your time to start considering what you want to put back into that pot. First of all, are you the one in the pot? Are you the one being cooked? Are you the one cooking? That's the first decision you have to make. Is someone making you stew, or are you making the stew that you need for you? So don't let outside influences get into your head. Now it's time for you to start preparing those little ingredients you want to add back in your life. Do you want that self-confidence? That's a little spice there. Do I want that hearty, meaty, good relationship, that loving relationship? Do I want one that's an open, honest relationship where I don't have to hide who I am? Is that something I need to add into my pot? What kind of a relationship am I seeking? What kind of a person am I seeking? Forget the body. Think about the attributes. Body and attributes come together as one. Great, you found your person. But it's about you preparing for that journey that has come. So get yourself ready and start preparing for those things that you want to happen because they are coming your way. Because the only thing stopping you right now, and your destiny card is telling me this, is you have to stop being frozen in fear on it. You have to start taking more chances. You aren't to the point yet where you're so locked up that you're going to need some outside assistance to get you free. You just got to stomp your feet a little bit, break up that ice, and stop being frozen in fear of what the rejection of a job, of a person, of something. The rejection that you are worried about feeling is just an experience. This is why we go get rejected by people. We don't get rejected because of the outward appearance or anything. We our souls didn't match. My his personality and your personality doesn't really match, and I don't feel it this way. And sometimes we can take that out and feel it. We get so locked and frozen in fear sometimes that we have to break off that ice a bit to get our feet moving and working again. Now, would you like a qualifying card on your future card? That means I'm going to draw one more card, and that might be like a little bit more information on that future card should you wish to have that. Say yes if you do. If you do not, say thank you, and I will move on. All right. So what do you need to do? What do you need to prepare more for? Well, that's interesting. You have my Larimar's door card. My Larimar's door is about one very specific thing. Even a gilded cage, even a beautiful cage that you like to be in that feels comfortable, safe, warm, and you feel like you have everything you need is still a cage. It's time to decide that you have the key in your pocket the whole time, and you have to unlock that door, walk out of that cage, turn around, relock the door, and throw that key into the center because it's time to re-embrace your freedom again, that freedom of choice, that freedom of the ability to go out there into this world and make a choice. Do all choices and decisions work out the way you want them to? No, that's called life. But when you go and take that risk, that chance to embrace that true freedom of going out there and just testing out some of the things you might have wanted to do in your life. This is also called the stone of freedom or the dolphin stone, stone of dreams. It helps you embrace that. It's called the Larimar, by the way, but and it helps you embrace the freedom that you need to have and realize that you have the freedom every single day to start making the choices and decisions you want to make. That's why I say that message a lot here, because it was this stone that helped me find the freedom I needed to be able to move forward. And I think that it's just your time to get out of that old cage and start walking towards a better, more freer path. Don't worry about the when, where's, and how's of you're going to get it. Just say to yourself, I will get this, and it is coming to me. As far as the job goes, the job market is very open right now. Go find one that you really want to be a part of and try. As far as love goes, I think love is on its way towards you, but I think it's going to be a little bit more finishing up a little bit of the inner work that you need to do for you. You might think you're ready, but you're really not that ready yet. You still have maybe a couple more things that you want to tidy up about yourself to make sure that you've let go of some of that old baggage or let go of that old life so that when you start a brand new relationship, it will be a relationship worthy of having for a long period of time now. That is your reading. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick break here because I need to go get some water and I need to go see if I can find some tobacco out there. So I'm going to take a quick break real quick. So I'm just going to put up on the screen here and I will be right back. Just a little empty chair time. I will be back momentarily. I got to use the bathroom, get a cigarette, maybe get some toast or something. Real quick. Should be about 10 minutes, maybe 5. All right, guys. Thank you for your patience. I am back, and all right. Thank you. I have to go take a restroom break and all that fun stuff. You had to give me something to eat here. Turn on the air conditioning. It's starting to get hot here. Well, let me see where I'm at with the list here. Come on now. Hey, you're the first one in the queue there, young lady. Sida? Athena? Athena. I can just call you Athena, if that's okay. Athena, how are you doing today? Welcome in. And hello, Julie. Nice to see you again. Sorry, I just got back from a restroom break, guys, so I got to turn this pretty music down just a tiny bit more here. So I hear my dryer going off in the ground, but it's too hot in here to keep the door closed anymore. So, what kind of reading do you want today, Athena? I'm doing great. I'm having a good morning so far. Trying to get a little bit done here at the house today. I've got some old wood I'm getting rid of in my fire pit right now. Got my kitty cat who's come to say hi today. Before I do a reading for you, I want to give this one piece of advice. If you want to know what's going on in someone's head, ask. But I will happily give you a reading and maybe give you some better idea of what that is. Do you want a past, present, future reading, a simple reading, or do you want a more complicated reading that gives you a little bit more answers? What kind of a reading do you want today, Athena? Athena, are you still here? Sorry, my blood sugar's kind of going too low. Okay, we'll just give you a past, present, future reading then. We'll see what the universe has to say about it, and we'll go right from there, okay? So what I do need you to do, though, since I can't hand you my cards through the screen, I need you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle my deck, 1 through 10. Okay, that's enough toast for right now. And here's your 4th shuffle. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. Give me a second to count 48 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, and 48 is your card. Here we go. Now I'm going to be putting down your cards here. Okay. Are you all done bothering me there, young man? All right, here we go. So here's your reading, Athena. So, what has your past been telling you? It is telling you that you've been spending a little bit too much time in the past, honestly. You've been reviewing all these bad old mistakes that you've made in your life, and you've been kind of living in the past a little bit. What you need to start to realize is yes, this stuff got you to where you are today, but it's time for you to start facing the other direction, turning yourself around and start facing your future. It's time to start making better choices and decisions that will help you live a more fulfilled life. You're doing this already, but you're starting that journey, the beginning steps onto those new paths. So you're just finishing up with this and you're working towards something that's going to be better, brighter, and more beautiful in the future. So what this card is basically saying is take some time to really think about what I have done up to this point, what has worked, what hasn't worked, but now I need to leave that in the past and I have to start fixing my future as if today is my last day ever. Not saying it is, I'm just saying with the reading there. So I don't do death here. Well, I have a death card, but I don't tell people when they die. I don't have that ability. So you're present. Okay, Jerry from Facebook. Hey, Jerry, I need you to stop, please. I will not come to your channel and do this to you. Please allow me the same respect and that I would give to you. If you've done that one too many times now, I have to block you so I can get back to my readings, okay? So sorry about that. And that's the one thing I don't like about Facebook. Doing it through Facebook sometimes is you get people who are trying to put their own tarot readings. If they want to get a tarot reading from you, they'll come find you. But okay, let's get back to your reading though, okay, Athena? So what are you doing right now in the present? It's all about that inner glow that you want to bring out within inside of you. This is your soul reigniting and re-becoming that beautiful, brighting flame. You've spent long enough in the dark. It's time to embrace the light again. It's time for you to start thinking about what brings you the most joy, what brings others the most joy. Stop living for everybody else. Start living for yourself. Include others as you see fit. They're going to start noticing that mother's glow about you because you're going to start living a more positive life. This is all about you embracing that light within and letting it grow so much that it blinds people. And the people it blinds are the people you don't need in your life. Those are the people who are going to be able to stand your light and they're going to walk away out of your life. Okay, let me get rid of something here. Because so we can see the cards just a tiny bit better. So it's all about that inner glow. What's coming for you in your future there? You have my unison card. Now, before I became the unknown prophet, I was unison. What did the unison lesson teach me? Well, I had to learn to live a life of balance finally. I had to realize that I was at war with myself. I was literally torn up inside of what kind of a person I should be. I was confused. I didn't know which direction to go. I didn't know anything. I had a very special dream that told me about my future. Part of that future was this sphere. It told me that I would have the ability to be able to discern my right and my left path. Okay, I'm going to walk a good path. I'm going to walk a bad path. Which path am I going to walk? I'm going to walk the gray in between is what I need to tell you. You need to start walking a line that is not good, not bad. It's a little bit of in between. You get to step onto the goods at moments. You get to step onto the bads at moments. But it's definitely time for you to start believing that you have the power, that you have the dream, that the ability to do it. You have to choose your will. I had to learn how to embrace all that which was a part of me in order to start my journey to becoming a better person. And this was just my baby steps here. Okay, these were my first steps into the world as a person who was starting to live a more positive life. And even when I lived this life, I still wasn't doing what I'm doing now because I kept living the same old patterns over and over again. So maybe it's time to drop those old patterns and decide to try something different and new and walk an unknown path for once. Then we have your destiny card, right? And your destiny card is this. You have the searching card. Now, you see this big, beautiful hill? Stop pushing up that boulder up the hill. Stop being like Prometheus and putting up all those problems up onto that hill and you can't make it up that hill. You want to know why that's happening to you? It's because you can't step to the left or you can't step to the right to let that boulder fall off of you. All of that baggage, all that old stuff, all that past stuff you don't need anymore needs to fall into the ravine and break into smithereens so that you can walk calmly and coolly up to this hill and finally see what's at the top of the hill. Is the grass really greener, or is it, what are you going to find next? It's all about that search, that journey that's going to bring you more completion, but it's about letting go of those old bad patterns that have kept you stuck, pushing up the same old damn rock again. So it's time to let that rock fall down into the reed and begin your true search over that hill where your journey truly begins. That is your reading there, Athena. If you need me to draw a qualifying card on the future card, that's your unison card to give you a little bit more answers about that. If you want that, say yes. If you don't want that, say thank you, and I will move on to anybody else who might need a reading today. Or I will have my toast and eat it too. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. That's the greatest compliment I can get. See, I'm here to help people today. I'm not here to go into other people's streams and tell them about what they needed to follow. Thank you for the follow. That's the best way you can say thank you, guys. Follow me, like, subscribe, give me a compliment on my review page, on my Facebook page. Tell them how I did today so that I can build up a good community and channel that we can come here, find some positivity, find some love, some light, a path that you want to be on for once. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you find the best possible path for you, Monday through Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays, every single day from 7 to 10 Central Standard Time, guys. So, and if you ever want to come back and get that advice, great. If you don't need that advice, then you can always come and just visit for a while too. Like a lot of other people will sometimes stop in to do. Sometimes the reading somebody else gets pertains to you. I'm going to have my other piece of toast now. Thank you. And hello, Julia from YouTube. YouTube, if you're still here, hello. I didn't mean to ignore you there. I just got into a couple readings there, so I just saw you pop up on my YouTube channel. So hello, welcome back. Thank you. I wasn't to leave you. I would love to stream with you someday. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would absolutely love to do that with you. So am I. I'm a medium and a sensitive for the universe too. That would be an interesting experiment. Tell you what, you hit me up on my Facebook page, on my messenger under Joshua A. Leasy. Or you can go to my Linktree site to find out all that information. And we can find a date that would work for both of us, okay? Where I can actually set that up where we'll be able to do it. But you'll have to be here from 7 to 10 and be here the whole time, okay? So if you're really going to be a co-host for 3 hours, I really want a co-host. Yep, I sure can type it out. Like I said, the ticker says it below, but here's for anyone who might need it. Give me 1 second here. I've got to get, hey, get off my toast. Hey, turn off the lights. All right, guys, if you want to find out all about my socials and what I do here, you can find my Facebook page, my donate page, all the stuff that I do on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube. Everything is right there. So you can go to that link and it shows you all of the places where you can find me, okay? That's the best link I can give you rather than typing out everything. So other than that, you guys can come here and give me a review. That should be in the ticker there, but I will put that out for people to know. Just so give me a second here. You want to show me love? Want to really give me something to look about? Well, welcome in. Like I said, I don't mind if you come here and promote yourself. Just don't be a dick about it. And if I realize that you've made an honest mistake and it's, but when it's the same message over and over again, just like that one was, it's usually a bot, somebody trying to get money. Hey, $30, I'll tell you everything you want to hear. Okay. What? You want up to now? Time for show kitty time. My little buddy wants to come up and say hi. This is Lucifer. He is our totem. He is our mascot for the shows that I do. He's my loving kitty cat. He loves to put his butt in my face, come up and crawl on my belly sometimes and come say. So, hey, say hi to everyone. This is the only devil I worship, by the way. And he's an angel more than a devil. Taking the cuteness. Oh. Okay, Lucy, say hi. Say hi. Meow. Say hi. Meow. Oh, just gonna look at you today. So this is my kitty cat. He just wanted up for a little bit. So if someone wants a reading, I'll put him down and we'll get to the reading part. But he just kind of wanted to give me a struggle. So, you know, the greatest lesson I ever learned in life, take this for what it's worth. I got it from my cat, okay? I took my greatest life lesson came from my cat because I saw the previous cat that I owned. Her name was Ariane Road. She she died because of a flea infestation that wasn't our fault. And I one day before this happened, I just kind of looked at her and she was up on her little cat tree, sitting in the window with her belly up, taking in the sun. And I would just rub her belly and tell her how much I love her, and she would always look back at me with unconditional love, unconditional trust. And and she was just she looked just so happy and content that day. I said, I want to be like that from now on. And that's what I basically modeled my new life after, was being as happy as a kitty cat, laying in the sun, getting their belly rub, going mew. Okay, that was my life's mission when I first started my positive journey. That's how I started to turn my life around. I took something positive and I turned it into something even greater. Now I have this little guy to help me once in a while when I have my issues too, because I'm human too. I have my moments of anxiety, depression. I have a picking disorder once in a while when I get kind of worried about stuff. Right now, I'm worried. I'm taking the long wait for my Social Security disability benefits to see if I'm going to get that answered or not. So I had to turn that light off now because it's just too hot, right? And then you're going to get the ultimate button face moment. Hey, you, these people came here for a reason. They didn't come here to see you. They came here to get their readings, You know that? Did you know that? Did you know you're a kitty cat? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Okay. Thank you very much for sending me that, Athena. I really do appreciate that. That's the right way to promote yourself here. Want to know how to do it, guys? She came in, she got a reading. She didn't have to get a reading, honestly. But if you had just done it that way instead of trying to message every single person in my chat, that's going to show that you have respect for people. Even I wasn't that bad. I don't know. I was a part of another channel on Twitch where I kind of overstepped the self-promoting game. I wasn't realizing I was actually doing it until I got banned. I'm like, what did I do this time? I haven't said come view my channel. I haven't said anything like that. But they were getting really technical about how I was going. They thought I was skirting around the issue of promoting my channel. I'm like, I'm not trying to promote my channel. I was just trying to say goodbye. That's what I'm going to go do now. Well, they took it as self-promotion. They have a very strict non-promotion on their channel, and that's their right to do. It's their channel; they have the right to do it any way they want to do it. So I got banned from that channel. So I try to be a little bit more accepting here of people and their promotions, but it does get to a point sometimes where I have to say nope, no more. That's okay. I'll just take a kitty cat moment. Oh, kitty cat moment. Take your kitty cat moment. Huh? What you doing? Huh? And don't forget to friend me too, and say, hey, this is blank 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 from Athena from Twitch. just so I know who I'm talking to, because I do get a lot of messages from people I don't know if I always want to get. All right, guys, we're winding down on the last hour of my readings for today. You know, it's getting hot in here. I don't know how much longer I can take this much cuteness. Help! Okay, no worries. Oh, really? Facebook's not working, huh? Did it crash again? Oh, I can't wait to see if it crashed again. I already created an avatar. I don't need an avatar. Okay, well, do what you can there. Here's my Facebook, just in case you guys want to go find out all about me. Click that link. That'll lead you to my Facebook page. You'll see all the things I do on there. Yeah. That's the best way to get in contact with me is through the messenger. All right. Sorry, I got to read it. I love you. You gotta go. All right. Hello, I'm not a cop. I'm not a cop. Hi, I'm not a cop. Sorry, I had to phonetically spell out your name there. Oh, yeah, I understand. Don't worry, I didn't take it that way from you, Athena. I was talking about the previous person who was just putting the same message over and over and over again. What kind of a reading do you need today? I'm not a cop. Freeze. I'm not a cop either. Would you like a past, present, future reading? Or do you want something a little bit more complicated like my journey layout? Okay, so have you been here before? I'm not a cop because I would like to explain my layout to anybody who may or may not have known it before. So this is for everybody, just in case you want to know what my layout means. Okay, I didn't think so, so I'm going to explain my layout to you. So my journey layout is like this. So as you see on the screen, I have 8 different cards there, right? I call it my 5-card reading because there's only 5 paths in the paths, but everything else is in addition to that. So my past path is all about your victories and defeats that you've made up to this point, but you eventually have to turn around and face the future. Then you get to my waiting path. That's what am I waiting for? What choices and decisions do I need to make in my life? What am I waiting to do? What is going to plop in my lap to help me move forward into a better direction that is right for me? Then we get the other 3 paths that are left. We have the easy path, which is one step at a time, one goal at a time, reaching your goal a little bit slower than a lot of times. It takes a little bit longer to get to your major goal, but you do eventually get there. The thing you get out of the easy path is you have way more energy to keep running with that dream rather than the next step, which is the hard path. That is one of overcoming adversity, getting to your goal as quickly as possible, but you expend a lot of energy trying to get there. So then you have to take a nice long break, and sometimes you feel like you can stall out. Then you have my unseen path. That's that one thing that's right in front of your nose. You know that's been there your whole life. It's the one thing that's screamed at you, but you're so close to it you can't see it. I can't see it. It's a little bit of the easy, a little bit of the hard, but definitely one you carve yourself. You're not quite sure where that one's going to go, though, because it's still yet to be determined. Then my home path tells you about all that what you need within yourself or what you need to expel from yourself in order to feel more free. Then my leap of faith card is all about one thing, overcoming that fear. We all know what we're jumping into when we have that fear that we're afraid to do. We're just not sure how we're going to land. It's about how to navigate overcoming that fear. Then my wandering path card is all about that card or that path that you didn't decide to take. Maybe there's another thing that you haven't considered that could help you in your life that you might not have thought would be beneficial for you. And that is my journey layout, guys. So it sounds like that's what you want. If you understood all of that, please say, I understand, and we will move on with your reading for today. Okay, good. All right, here's what I need from you now. Okay, I need from you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you while I knock my little tobacco pipe out so I can get a cigarette, a small smoke. And I want you to think about what you want to know and tell me how many times you want me to shuffle my deck, 1 through 10, okay? Okay, just finishing up something real quick and then I will shuffle your cards. I know it's a bad habit, and I'm out of money right now, so I can't even go buy tobacco. I should have bought that bag of tobacco, but I decided to spend it on something else. I thought would be a little bit more beneficial. Never doing that again. I tried a CBD candy that I thought would help with my pain, and I guess the edibles really don't work that great for me. But it was a CBD thingy, so it's like, eh. Okay, let's get to your reading there. I'm not a cop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I need you to pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your journey begins in my deck. 13. Good choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the 13th card is where your journey begins. Give me a second to lay these out real quick for you. All right. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to stream today because the update I had updated my computer the other day, and it kind of froze on me, and I was like, "Uh-oh." I hope you don't mind me taking a quick puff before I go forward with your reading. Just tobacco, guys. No green here today. When I do a 420 stream, when I do tarot readings, I tell people that. So don't worry about it. I'm not doing that today. This is just the only way I have to smoke tobacco. Even if it's just some of the old butts I have in my butt can. All right, on to your reading, young person. Okay, so your past path. Your past path has all been about you taking back control of your life. You felt like you had to take better control of your life. You are deciding what kind of a fan you want to be. Think of it like starting a fire. Do you want your fan to be nice and light so that flame finally catches? Or do you need to be the stronger one that gets that fire really going so that you can start adding the logs to the fire? What kind of a control do you want to have over the life, over your past? So you've been learning to have more control over what has happened to you up to this point, and how are you going to use that in the future? So you've been working on that and dealing with that right now. What's going on in your waiting path, choices and decisions you might need to make? You have my birch tree. My birch tree is one of resilience. The birch tree is one of the most resilient trees here in Minnesota. It's always constantly growing, always has water flowing within it, even in the coldest of winters, up to about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, below zero. Then it does kind of stop for a little bit, but eventually it starts to warm up and it rekindles. All this is a paper birch tree. And what I need to tell you is it's time for you to realize that even though you've done all of this work, there are still a little bits and pieces of you that have to peel off to let the extra life in. That's what a birch tree does when it needs to get that extra moisture, that extra part of life. It splits that part of the life that it no longer needs anymore, the thing that's not serving it anymore, and it peels that off so it can let in more air, more oxygen, more moisture, so it can live a better, healthier life. Just like you need to do right now, you have to consider taking off some of these old things that no longer serve you any purpose, but are going to keep you being resilient in the future. Now you have some choices to make. Would you like to go down your easy path, your hard path, or your unseen path first? Okay, what is your unseen path? Okay, your unseen path is my guilt card. Now, what does my guilt card mean? It means that maybe even the success that you are having, you feel guilty about. Maybe there's something in the past that you have yet to forgive yourself for. It's important that even though we have done wrongs in this world, that maybe we can never get the I forgive you from that person. It's time to say I forgive self and to start loving yourself more and not feeling guilty about the things that you have done to improve your life. Have friends started to go away from you? Have people started to distance from you because you've changed your life to be something different? If that's supposed to happen, because the people who are your true friends will stick by you no matter what. They won't care whether or not you change from one person to another person. They will love you unconditionally. Those are your true friends, your true family. Those are the ones who need to truly be in life. So you need to stop carrying around the guilt, even the guilt of success. And I think that that's where this is that sometimes you feel guilty that what you're doing in life is so positive, you feel like you're leaving all of those people behind. Well, you kind of are and you kind of aren't. Because if they're really your friends, they're going to be a part of that foundation that you need in the future. Which path would you like to go down next, your easy or your hard? So your easy path. So what do you need to do to take more step-by-step goals? You need to start using that third eye, that intuitions. Hello, Julia, again. I will get to you as soon as I'm done with this reading, okay? But hi, welcome back. Sorry. Nice to see you again. Okay, so you have to start using your instincts a little bit better. That third eye. We both have two eyes here that we can see out of on a daily basis. That's how we input the world. But so that intuitional eye, getting that big picture finally, and saying to yourself, "Hey, I need to take more back again and seeing to the future. I need to be able to trust myself and my intuitions to tell me what the right step is next to make." That's what this card is all about, trusting yourself for the first time and saying, I am going to go with this. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then we have your hard path, right? And your hard path is my fast card. Now, I think it's probably pretty hard for you to give yourself permission to be happy sometimes. This card is all about finding the happy in the world. You know how a sunflower works? It looks up at the sky and it follows the sun all day long. You know why it does that? Because it's following that positive energy all day long, and you need to bring this back into your life. These are a group of your friends that are going to help you do that. You're going to start basking in the sun and allowing that positivity to start flowing back within you. And instead of being so hard on yourself for all the things that you're doing wrong, start saying to yourself, what am I doing right? How am I finding the light even in the darkest of moments? How am I going to grow with my friends and family that are going to stay with me and bask along with me? Them, and I kind of feel like, that's important for you to understand. Would you like your home card first or your leap of faith card first? Okay, so what do you need to do? What do you need to do to overcome those fears? Oh, sorry, one of my cards decided to drop on the floor. Give me a second while I pick that up. Okay. So what is your leap of faith? What do you need to do to overcome that fear? You have my molding card, which means what you really need to do right now is realize that you are the one who has the ability to shape yourself into what to be. What kind of a material has made up who you are? What's made you up to be who you are right now? Now you have to decide what you want to put that and mold that into. Who do you truly want to be? This is all about not letting others tell you how to live your life anymore. It's about you taking control and deciding what I now want to be. Do you want to be the clay pot that you have to put the glaze on? Do you want to be that steel metal, or you get to be that shield? You get to be that sword? You get to be that cup, or you get to be that fan like I was talking about and have more control over your life? Do you have to start taking back control and mold yourself into what you want to be, not what somebody else wants you to be? And that's the one thing that you need to overcome, is that you think if you don't have that extra benefit from somebody else, you don't feel worthy. You are worthy enough to make your own choices and decisions. Then we have your home card, right? Hey, Cody, nice to see you. Welcome in. I'm almost done with this reading here, but please be patient with me. Welcome in. Hello, and nice to see you. So you got my gray oak card. What does this mean? This means that you've reached a certain maturity level within yourself. You're ready to start making more changes that are going to be beneficial to you. When I talk about a gray oak, you think of yourself like a sapling, like just starting to build yourself up. That you have built yourself and grown into a complete full tree. Now you are a great oak where you are allowing things to start being um, added onto the to what you have within yourself. It's time to start adding that furniture inside, those attributes that you want to bring into yourself to start making your life be a little bit better. And that is what's going to take you to the next level. You have to decide what attributes I want to bring back into self. And for you to really have a good home, you have to get rid of that old furniture, like I've been saying, that no longer serving you any purpose. You can replace some of the things that have not kept you going in front. For example, let's say self-doubt is something that you've been a lot carrying along with you for a long time. That's a piece of furniture you decided to put in yourself. You don't have to have that one anymore. You can go out and get a new couch that's positive couch that you can sit on. Even that comfortable couch you've been sitting on for a long time might feel nice and soft and comfortable to you sometimes, but it can also be the one that hurts your back the most. That makes sense to you? Okay. And I'm having a little bit of back pain today, so okay. And your last and final card, the Wandering Path card, right? You have my Gardenia Rose card. This is my mother's card. My mother was always one of overcoming a lot of things that she had happened in her past. She grew up without a father. She got divorced at a young age. She had two boys that she had to take care of on her own. She she took a different path that was not the most healthiest choice in the world. She decided to get into alcoholism and given her depression and anxieties. But you know what a gardenia rose is? A gardenia rose can grow in even the darkest of spots. They can find the light and they will be able to shine and grow brighter. They are one of the most resilient flowers out there. But it's about her choosing to be beautiful and say that I am that beautiful flower. Even in the darkness, I'm going to find my way to that light. And what this card is basically saying to you is it's time for you to take that advice that's saying, my mom always used to tell me three things, okay? You need to love yourself more. You need to stop being so gullible or stop trusting everyone so much. And then she told me it's time to finally move past all these things that have been getting in your way so you can be happy. I wouldn't listen sometimes. I was a stubborn kid sometimes. I didn't want to always listen to what my mom had to say. So I kind of feel like this card is telling you it's time to get that maternal advice from somebody as well to help you kind of reconsider some of the choices and decisions that you've been making. Maybe you have to have a nice heart-to-heart talk with someone you would consider a mother figure that can help you give you some really good advice that would help you in your path. Now, when I look upon your whole reading and I ask myself, what does this possibly mean? You have to take better control of what's going on in your life so you can be that resilient person. So you can break free of that guilt and use those instincts to bask in the sun once more because you're going to mold yourself into what you want to be because you're going to start being that tree that's going to be that beautiful mature tree that's going to be able to allow only the things which it wants in itself within itself because you are going to find the light in the darkness and grow to be this beautiful new person. That is your reading there. If you would like me to give you a qualifying answer on the past path, the weight path, the hard, the unseen, or the easy path. If you need an extra card, let me know. Otherwise, say thank you and one more time, and I will move on to the next person in line, which is Julia on YouTube. Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know. See, if you got the information you needed, you got the information you needed. Give me a second to do a cleansing shuffle here so I can be ready. Hey, Julia, you still there? Good. Oh, oops. Cards are trying to get away from me. Let me do a cleansing shuffle. Did you need a reading today? Because I didn't ask you honestly. And she's coming in from YouTube, guys. So sometimes there's a little bit of a lag on YouTube and Facebook. So please be patient. Okay. What kind of a reading do you want today? 3 card or a 5 card reading? And then that means that you're next, Cody, after Julia, okay? Okay. How many times would you like me to shuffle the deck? 1 through 10. Five cards, 1 through 10. Oh, I did the shuffle 22nd card. Gotcha. Sorry. Had a brain fart there, right? So that's what we wanted, right? We did the 5 cards. I'm not shuffling 22 times. 1 through 10. 2. Okay. Thank you. 1, 2. Do you want the 22nd card? I can do that, though. Where your journey begins is your 22nd card. Okay. Let me count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And the 22nd card is yours here. Yeah, I decided to try it as an experiment this week, Cody. That's what I'm doing this week. Is I was trying an experiment. I paid for something that I was doing earlier in this month. I decided to use it for this to see how it would work out and whether it's going to be worth the $20 every month to do this or not. So, but I'm going to get back to Julia here, and I will be right with you. Okay. Okay. Let me put these cards out for you there, Julia. I gotta adjust something here real quick. Okay, like my oops. All right. So if anyone wanted to see what my path cards look like there, okay. So let's go here. Let's go here. Really. And honestly, once I'm done with your reading, I have what I call a reader's mind. I honestly forget everything I've told to everybody after this, because not only does that keep things more confidential for people, and I don't end up remembering things I'm not supposed to remember and don't read into other people's reading. So I have a way of clearing my mind out so that I only pay attention to the person in front of me. So, okay, so we're ready to do your reading there, Julia. Here we go for you today. All right, so here is your, and now since I know you've been here before, I don't need to explain the past to you. So, okay, Julia, in your past, you've been working on that postage stamp of an edge. You've been finishing up that postage stamp yet again. So what I feel like for you, it's time for you to really take a good look at all those little dark and white pieces of yourself that are making up the bigger picture of who you are. This is the last puzzle piece that you need to set down from your past. It's something that you have yet to come to conclusion with, or come to be a little bit more at peace with. It's trying to kind of come to peace with some of this stuff that's gone on in your past, and know that it's a part of the puzzle, but it doesn't define who you are. It's only one piece in the bigger scheme of things. So you have to start considering to move that forward and realize that the image that you were putting out into the universe, you're getting what you're asking for from the universe. The universe is only giving you back that which you are asking for. So if you want your life to change into a better direction, you want that image to start reflecting back to you what you truly want or need, you have to imagine that coming to pass. Then we have your waiting path card. Your wait path card is this, the rain card. Remember, you are the sky in this picture. You are not the rain. It is time to take better control of those choices and decisions. Maybe you make decisions on an emotional level sometimes. Maybe you have to decide what kind of rain you want to be today. Are you going to be the nice, light, happy rain that falls down on the ground that makes people want to dance in it? Or are you going to be the cold deluge, hurricane kind of emotional person that's going to overwhelm and destroy everything in its path? You have to decide what kind of emotional being that you want to be, and learn how to have better control of what you feel for yourself. Remember, what others are going to think of you or what others are going to think of you. But how are you feeling about yourself? You are always going to be the sky. You're always going to be who you are. Those emotions that come in and out, those people that come in and out, that's the rain that either stays or goes. But remember, all of it's going to go back to the mother eventually and put that fuel into that growth that you will need in the future. Then we have... You get to choose your next path there, Julia. Which card would you like first? Your easy, hard, or unseen path? So what is your unseen path telling you? You have my glaze card. My glaze card is all about adding that extra protective barrier onto yourself. It is time for you to realize that you have spent all this time making this beautiful person of who you are. But the unseen path, the one thing that's been right in front of your nose the whole time, is you are adding that extra protection. Think of it like a raincoat that you want to put onto yourself, that beautiful, beautiful positive aura that stays with you the whole day because it's so bright, it's going to protect you. That's the glaze that you are putting onto your aura, to your soul, to your very being. So feel that light from the sky, whether it's being your light from your higher power or personal deity or yourself, whatever gives you this protection. It's time to take a better control of what those protections are for you. Then we have your next two paths, the easy or the hard. Which one do you want next? All right, your hard path. So what do you need to do to be more determined right now? You need to become the tempered person again. Remember, you are the one who put yourself in the fire. You got yourself all ready so that you could be molded, so you can mold yourself into what you want to be. It's time for you to start realizing that you have to realize that all this stuff that you feel like has been bad, that's been hitting you, that's what's tempering you into the tool that you want to be. Because that happened, because all of this has come to pass, you'll now have the ability to shape yourself into what you want yourself to be, because you're not only tempering that extra armor onto yourself, you're facing it and shaping it into the thing you want. Do you want to be that sword that protects, that shield, that defends? Do you want to be that cup that gets full or empty, or do you want to be the fan that controls a little bit more of the light? You have to decide what kind of a tool that you want to be within yourself. What kind of a person do you want to be? And decide that that is the person I want to add that temperance to, so I can shape myself into that. And that's a little bit hard for you to do sometimes. And I can really see that's difficult for you to say to yourself, I can shape myself. But I honestly believe that you can do it. It's just when you're going to do it. You have to get that fire nice and hot in order ready to hit that anvil onto that metal and shape it into what you want it to be. Then we have your easy path, which is interesting today there, Julia, because you have my path in the exact spot it's supposed to be. That is the easy path. If nothing else screams to you this, it is time to take an easy path. Stop taking the hard path all the time. Start making little goals, little achievements, taking your small breaks, celebrating those little goals, taking time to rest. Then make more little goals and get to your big goal eventually. Start taking your time and enjoying your life a little bit more. Because this card is basically saying, in no uncertain terms, it's time to start taking an easier path. I know that was too easy. That was a good joke too. Ha 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 ha. But honestly, what I'm feeling with that is that just like the temper card was telling you that you have to take the exactly. Exactly what you just said. I do need to enjoy it more, not be so hard on yourself. Exactly. Because that path is one of leisurely. You get to take your time and patience with that a little bit more. You don't have to get to that goal overnight. You can take your time to get to the goal. Sometimes the journey is what tempers that to be a better, stronger tool for you. Now we have your next two cards. Do you want your leap card first or your home card first? Oh. Ooh. Oh, sorry, I got some sleep in my eyes. All right, your home card. So, what do you need to do to bring back that better feeling of being more at home? You have to start to integrate all of your parts together. You have to find a way to get your life, work, and enjoyment balance back into a complete and total integration. You have to learn how it fits better together. So, it might be a scheduling issue, it might be just you having to learn how to say when you are going to do certain things, when you're not going to do certain things. Because in this position, the integrate card means it's time to bring all of that which you have learned together as one, so that you can be the one who lights the new future that you want in your home. You can start the hearth in the fireplace. You can start that fire again and allow that to start building and keeping you warm in your home. You're ready to stop feeling cold and alone, and you want to start feeling more bright and welcoming and warming. So that's what it means by integrating all those parts of yourself. Remember, take care of your physical, mental, and spiritual life, and that's how you can integrate better back into it. Then we have your path not taking card, or as I'm now calling it, the wandering path card. because wandering path is a lot shorter than path not taken. But my wandering path card is that one where you, I don't know if you had this before, but I'm not sure. I think you were quite a ways ago before I added this card, but it's basically the one that tells you the path that you haven't really thought about before. And this is what you have got. You have my unison card. My unison card, before I was the unknown prophet, like I like to say, I was unison. Why was I like that? Because I had two parts of my persona, the good half, the bad half, that were always at war with one another. It wasn't until I learned how to walk the gray in between and learned that I could step onto the light or onto the dark, whatever I chose to, because I had the power to do so. I've had to follow the dream that made me believe that tomorrow could be a better day. I had to believe it was going to be okay for it to be okay. And this basically is telling you it's time to start bringing it back into that balance yet again. Yet again, you're getting another one. Your home and your integrate card is another one of bringing things more into balance. That's more within what's going outside of your life. This is what's going on within you. Okay, and bringing that balance back within you. Are you celebrating enough? Are you partying enough? Are you working enough? Are you giving yourself time to rest? Are you doing all of those steps at which you really need to be doing right now? When I look over your whole reading and I ask myself, what could this possibly mean? It's time for you to realize that that puzzle piece that you need to set down into that path is just that, your path. It doesn't define you. It doesn't make you that image anymore, because you have to be the sky, not the rain, and add that extra protection onto you because you want to keep yourself safe from those things that could cause you harm. But you also want to relearn how to walk an easier path, and you are going to be able to follow in that unison. And that leap of faith card that you think I missed, I didn't. I missed it for a reason, because that leaf card is something I think you really need to remember. This is another one. I left this for last because my intuition told me to. Usually I would have hit this one before, but it is time for you to realize that everything has cycles: life, death, rebirth. Even the earth tells you that reincarnation is possible, because trees do it every single year. They die, they get reborn, they live. They die, reborn, rebirth. So it's time for you to let go of those old leaves you don't need in your life anymore. Let them blow to the four corners of the wind so those new leaves can finally grow in their place. The ones that are going to fill you with the light and the rain and the nutrients that you need in your life again. So start thinking that you don't need to be a part of all those old things, don't need to be a part of you anymore. Now you need to be back in line with that. So, do you need an extra card on any of the paths I have said to you today? The easy, hard, unseen, past path? Do you need that extra card today there, Julia? Okay, the unseen. Give me a second here while I get that card for you here. So what do you want to do? What kind of protection do you need to add back onto yourself, right? Preach. That's all I want to say. You have to start finding the joy in your life. This is the whale's joy card. My wife has always been a stubborn woman, but she always looked at the negative in her life. She always lived down in the depths of the ocean. Now, the depths of the ocean felt safe and secure. That's where she felt the most at peace and at home with one another. It's time for you to start jumping out of the ocean and getting that new breath of fresh air in your lungs again, to take that joy out and be able to breach that ocean. Because when a whale breaches the ocean, the reason they yell this big loud yell, and they take that big yell, deep breath into their soul, because they know they're going to go back and do with everyday life. But now they have the breath of life back within them. Now their family is going to help them and support them along their journey and way. It's not going to be the last time they breach and jump for joy. She had to learn how to find the joy back in her life. She still works on this to this day. But I can tell you this, she has come closer and closer to this every single day, because now she finds the joy in her life today. So what protections do you need to add back in your life? That joy, that breath of life. You need to start taking that and then saying, this is going to be my light. This is the thing I'm going to carry to keep me feeling happy, safe, and secure again. That is your reading, Julia. I hope you appreciated that. I hope that helps you out today. And I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle, and then I've got to get back on the Twitch here real quick and do the whole, oops, Wrong button. You're very welcome. All right. They already have their turn. All right, Cody, it is your turn now. Cody is in the building. It is your turn. All right, give me a second here. I know, messy hair. Look at the messy hair. All right, this is for everyone. One moment before we do this next reading here, I need to do my tension breaking moment, and I need to do my moment of silly. So I want you guys to do this with me. I want you to gather up all that negative emotions and feelings that you've been carrying around with you for a long, long time, okay, guys? And what I need you to do is I need you to scream and yell with me this tension-breaking moment. We're just going to get it out of our system. Do it with me, guys, please. Let's get it all going. I'm going to get all this negative and passive stuff I don't need in my life anymore, and I'm going to go, ah! Oh, do I feel better? Now we need to have our moments of silly because we emptied our cup. We have to fill it back in with something that will fill it with more joy, right? So get ready, guys. This is your moment of silly. Do it with me. Pretend you're 5 for this moment of silly and be as silly as you can. Right now, let's do it. That is your moment of silly. May you take that with you. May it fill you with joy and gladness. May it give you a little bit of a giggle today. Now back to Cody and the reading. I needed to do that. I needed to cleanse myself just a tiny bit. Now we're back. Woohoo! Thank you. All right, Cody. What kind of a reading do you need today? The elixir of life. Water today. I'm out of coffee. Hi, Billy. Nice to see you again. I am in the middle of doing readings, young man. I've been drinking my water. I've been keeping myself hydrated today. I wish I had coffee in here right now, but I don't. Past, present, future. That's the 3-card reading. That's the simplest one that I do. Or my journey layout. That's the 5-card reading with all those different choices on the different paths that I do. Since I know you've been here before, you can either get the 3 one or you can get this one. And then we can go from there. All right, Cody. We're going to do your reading here. And at this point, I am going to close the queue for right now. I am feeling my energy drop a little bit here because I need to go get something to eat. So I am going to be closing out my queue real quick. I will take one more reading from somebody if I get finished done with this, but this one's going to take a little bit of time, so I want to make sure I give her the time. So the queue is currently closed, guys. If you just came in, I apologize for that, but like I said, I have to do what's right for me too. And then when I feel my energy start to dip like this here, even though I'm doing a lot of positive change to do, doing this on a daily basis does take a lot out of you. So I got to go refill my own energy bucket before I can come back and do more for you guys. So Cody, how many times do you want me to shuffle the deck? You're fine. Oh, what time is it here? It is 9:33 a.m. And how many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10? Six times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now pick a number 1 through 52 And that's where your journey begins, Cody. Don't worry about it. I understand if there's a lag there. Thank you for letting me know that. Now I know to not be so impatient with you. Don't mean on me. 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And the 18th card is where your journey begins here. Oh, okay. Alrighty. A little bit of refreshment. I heard like sleep in your eyes. You know, you get the little crusties in your eyes there. Just for some reason they're acting up today. Must be allergies. All right then. So we're on to your reading, Cody. Here we go. This one's for you. So in your past path, what you've been working on in your past is overcoming those fears. You got my leap of faith card, which means it is time for you to realize that the thing you're most afraid of is moving forward. Taking that giant leap into something new and different is scary sometimes. We know what the past is. We know how that's going to be working within our life. We're used to that. We're comfortable with that. But it's that leap that we've always wanted to take, but we're afraid to do because we let all of that stuff that happened to us before get in our way. What is it going to take for you to finally take that risk that's going to make your life be better? You jumping into this thing that you really want to do, could it land a little bit tougher than you wanted to? Sure, it could. But you could also land very softly, very comfortably, and start living a happier, better life. So it's time to start thinking about overcoming those things that are getting you in fear and keeping you stopped in place right now. Then we have your waiting path card, right? Thank you. I really do appreciate it. I will take all the energy I can get. That's why I put the water on my face. That's why I took those moments of silly and stuff. That's how I gain my energy back. It does take something out of me when I do this, but you have the Grand Elder card in your waiting path. So that means that you have gained the knowledge that you need. This is the wisdom card, basically, in my deck. It means that you have reached a level that is more like a grandfather, an elder. You have learned the hard lessons of life. You have the ability to start putting that forward and allowing yourself to know that you are comfortable and safe in what you are as a person, that you have that basic necessities met. You have what's going on with you met. You feel comfortable and secure in who you are. You have that home. But remember, this can become stagnant sometimes, and sometimes you have to put those new seeds out into the universe so that they can grow too. So it might be time to start adding a little bit more of your energy to other people in this world to allow them to have the ability to grow and change as well. Because you have that wisdom to be able to give that to people. So maybe it's time for you to start doing something that would allow that to happen. Maybe you could mentor somebody, or maybe you could help change someone's life to be better for them. That will help them see that they can live a more positive life. This is basically saying you have the wisdom, you have to start using the wisdom. Now, would you like your easy, your unseen, or your hard path next? Okay, so your hard path. So your hard path is all about preparing, Cody. You have to remember that the hardest thing for you to do is start over because you felt like you've done it so many different times. Well, it's because you keep keeping the same old water in the soup. It's time to change out the whole pot. You have to clean that pot out, and now you're going to start adding in the ingredients you want back in your life. The hardest thing for you to do is decide what is a part of that recipe that makes up what you need to do now. But it's simple. Do you want to live a happier life or not? Do I adding that into my pot or am I not? Am I the one being cooked or am I the one cooking? You have to decide what little ingredients you want back into your life that's going to make you a nice, more healthier, heartier meal. that's going to allow you to help that keep sustained in the future. This is that part when I say you have to overcome obstacles to get to your goal very, very quickly, but take a rest. Taking the rest is enjoying that soup yet again and allowing those flavors to come back into your life a little bit so that you can enjoy that. So it's all about taking some time to really consider about what you want to bring back into your life and don't allow the ugly old things that you don't want back in. Don't add that little bit of that water from the old recipe into the new recipe so it spoils it again. Now, do you want your unseen or do you want your um easy path? And hello, Rachel. And hello, Crystal. Unseen path. So, what is your unseen path, right? Your unseen path is divine card. Divine card is all about one thing. Yes, you have put a good foundation down. Yes, you have put those blocks that keep you safe and secure. What you need to do now is you need to add those lines of communication within yourself. You have to communicate effectively with your physical, mental, and spiritual self. And you have to take that time to effectively say, what are the priorities in my life? What can I get help with? What do I help people with? What can I and can I not do? But you have to start opening and letting people know what you're capable of in order for them to have the full picture. So if you're capable of something and you feel like you can add to that communication skill, it's about communicating more effectively within yourself. That one thing right in front of your nose that whole time that's been staring in your face is maybe I just need to open up a little bit more, not only with myself, but with others. And if that is going to give me more information, does that mean you could get hurt? Yeah, it means you could get hurt, but it also means that that branch could grow even stronger because it was resilient against that self on the outside. So just remember to open those lines of communication yet again. Now, your easy path is interesting because your easy path is the only path we have left to choose besides the next two cards, which are the home and leap card. But you have the freeze card, which usually means you're frozen in fear. On the easy path card, it usually means that you're beginning to thaw, that you're allowing yourself to start taking a more easier path, but it's taking you a while to kind of get started on it because you're so used to doing the other that this feels foreign to you. It feels like a different kind of a virus to you. It's something that you're not quite sure. It's that thing that kind of gets in the soup that will make it better, but you're not sure until you've tasted it a little bit. It's like adding portobello mushrooms instead of regular mushrooms. You get a different flavor. They're still both mushrooms, but you get a different flavor when you add those correctly. Okay, so you have to kind of think about thawing out that sound. You have to stomp that ground and say, hey, I'm going to start making that first goal. Let's just get to that one goal first, and then eventually I will get to the giant goal. But let's take that one first step first and break out of this ice and stop being frozen or froze in place. So it's about you getting up and moving and doing more, being more active in your personal choices in life. Now we have your home card or your leap card. Which one do you want next? So it is your leap of faith card, right? Your leap of faith card is the heat card. This is one all about you overcoming that fear that you need. You need to realize that you are the lava in this picture. That means you are a force to be reckoned with. That you can start flowing the way you want to flow. Nothing can stand in the face of lava. But what you have to remember is that which is in your path you will destroy. And that's what you're most afraid of. That if you start making a life that's more conducive to you, adding your own fire, your own passion to that pile, that you are not going to be able to become. All the things that stand in your way are all the things you don't need in your life anymore. If they aren't willing to get out of the way when you're rolling down your own personal path and they want to stand there and get burned, we'll let them get burned. You've given them the choice. Now it's time. Or maybe you choose to take a different path because you felt like it. It's all about you taking that personal power back within yourself and igniting that heat and passion back in your life again. And taking that leap that you have that power to do. That's what the leap of faith that you need to take. I have the power to do this. Now we have your home card, which is interesting because that means you have to start opening up that inner glow inside. You have to realize that you've been building this light inside for quite a long time. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Because it is time for you to embrace the beautiful soul you are, that brightness that has grown from the darkness. Now you have to allow people to see it. If this light blinds people, then they can't see it you any longer. Let me get a drink. I get all graggly when I get excited like that. Sorry. But, it's about that inner glow that you have within yourself and realizing that that is the thing that's going to be holding true for you the most in this world. That you have to hold that light close to your home so that it will keep you warm in the dead of winters. Now we get to go to your wandering path card. And your wandering path card is the share card. It is time to start sharing yourself with the world. It might feel like it's a big, scary world out there, but maybe if you opened up a little bit, people would honestly see the true you, and you wouldn't feel so alone or you wouldn't feel so isolated. But it's time to start sharing something about yourself that you are willing to open up about. Maybe something that you haven't told a lot of people about. Maybe your closest friends, but maybe it's time to start sharing that with a little bit bigger of a community. Maybe a group that you can share that within a safe space, like a group therapy or AA or something like that. We can get together and share all of those things that are going on in life. To start sharing those things that will allow you to be better. Now, when I look at your whole reading and I ask myself, what could this possibly mean? It's definitely time for you to overcome those fears from the past. Don't let your past define you any longer. Let it stay in the past, but take that leap of faith that you need to become that wise person that you need to be. Because you are that communicative person. You do want to be able to live your life in communication with your spirit, your physical, your mental. Because you are going to be ready to prepare your path because you're going to break free of that ice and not be frozen in fear anymore because you are going to be the one who has that passionate flow to run with it the way you want. You have to say, I have the power so that you can start shining that brilliant light. And that is what you will be able to share within this world and within yourself once again. That is your reading, Cody. Do it in your own way, in your own time. You have to feel comfortable and safe too. You still have to keep yourself protected, but yeah, it's time to break free of some of those old shackles that aren't serving you any longer. Has this made you happy up to this point? If it hasn't, then it's time to start being that trailblazer, start putting that path in. Like you said, Crystal, I have closed my queue. I am done with readings for today, but I can draw you a one card reading for you just to give you some insight for today. But I am done doing full readings right now because I already ended my queue has been closed now for a bit. I'm gonna get ready to go do some stuff for myself today. Don't forget, guys, the best way you can show me that you liked your reading is to be able to go to one of my social sites and tell me how I did today. Go to my link tree, get on there on my review page, and send me a review. If you have the wherewithal, and I don't want your last dollar, but if you have the money to be able to send me a small donation as a thank you, I truly appreciate it. But I just want you to get what you need here today. That's what's most important to me. So if you want to send me that, you can find out that information on my link tree as well. So that concludes my full readings for today. Crystal, since you asked, I would be happy to give you a one card draw reading. Oh, I'm going to go eat something after this. I'm thinking something. I don't know. Probably eggs and toast because I think that's what I have. Or maybe I'll have some cereal for a change. I don't know. We'll decide. I'm going to roll the dice, see what I can do. Maybe I'll have ramen. Ramen for breakfast. Oh, I would love. I don't have money for any treats right now, but I'll treat myself for what I have in the fridge. I always do. Hey, Crystal, are you still here? Last call for Crystal. Last call for Crystal. All right, guys. I'm going to start getting ready to wind down my stream. I'm going to be rolling my credit soon. Before I go, I want to tell you remember one thing from me, okay? Remember, no matter what I've told you here today, you guys have the right and responsibility to go live the life you want to live. So go start living your best day ever, starting today by simply saying that. Today will be my best day ever because you're playing the greatest choose your own adventure game you will ever play. It's called life. And guess what? It's not a game. It's not a trick. It's just what you do while you're here on Earth. It's about the experience. Go be free. With that said, I want to thank everyone for being here. If you're on Twitch, You can follow me on to the person that I will rate next. If you're on YouTube and you're on Facebook, I would like to say thank you for being here. Please don't forget to leave me a review on my Facebook page. Let me know how I do. I will be back tomorrow from 7 to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to start to roll the credits and start looking for someone to raid. So I really want to say thank you guys for being here. I understand if you guys can't stick around for that, but have a great rest of the day.
The second story is the husband and wife who passed divorce, and the ex-husband, or the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, the story is really being killed because the mother is caught.
Are you two together? Oh, great.
It's called romantic, isn't it?
That's
Forever
incredible.
lasting love.
That was incredible.